push a mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it. I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push a mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
So bitch, I better love
only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed.
What up, Nine?
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Who am I? I'm the one who put in the word.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. Before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Let me chat. My bad, y'all. I got a cold, man. I'm just laughing at my wife. She's like, come get your son. His foot is in my butt. Like, what? But nah, he don't feel good. He's sick, so he want to sleep with daddy and mom. He was doing good. He was sleeping by himself. But Big Mix, what up, though? 9, appreciate you. Hey, 1 second. Commander, what up, 9? Minister General Defenses in the building. Appreciate you, sis. That's my 9. Dee. Bud Files, what up? I hope the family is good. Hey, Big Mix, I owe you something, bro. I seen the cash app you sent late. It was after the show, but I always want to recognize, especially because Big Mix is one of the consistent donators. He always donating, always showing love, trying to help me build this for a long time. And I apologize I missed that. But let's get some back shaking. Anthony Lowe, what up, though? Appreciate you coming through. Hey, man, y'all do me a favor. Make sure y'all hit that like. And if y'all like what y'all hear, also hit that share button, man. We trying to grow. We trying to get the people to come through. We over here building, self-development, better youth, better us. That's what we do over here. We do it many different ways. Motivation, inspiration, and education. And we have fun while we doing it. But shout out to you, Anthony Lowe. Appreciate you. So, I just wanted to come on here tonight and just have a conversation, man. Just have a talk. Topic is really open topic, open panel. Y'all feel free to hit the link. Y'all know I like having discussions, not debates. So we can talk about things. There's a couple things that is on my mind. And if you want to ask me a question about anything, I'm going to answer it to the best of my ability, right? So that's what we're doing tonight. You forgot to hit the like. You better get your butt out there and hit that like, Commander. You better get your behind out there and hit that like. Don't make me put a poll up. It made me put a poll up. My bad, man. I was supposed to start early today. I got in that bed and it was feeling comfortable. So yeah, I woke up and then I was like, I ain't even going on. But you know, I like talking to y'all, man. I like talking to y'all. So yeah, but we was having a conversation yesterday. I don't know who stayed to the end, but you know, it was interesting. You know, I always pick with Gary. You know, when you're talking to me, you got to kind of watch how I structure my words. Because for me, it's all about context. You know, it's all about context. But we're talking about love, right? And this is the reality of it, though. Like I was telling them at the end of the conversation, this is the reality of it. We all experience it in a particular way, right? So there's no real right way or wrong way of life. It's what's right for you at the end of the day. Because some people, you know, I give you an example, like God. You know, I mean, if you ask the majority of the people believe in God, but their perception of God is different. But the reality is they all believe in a higher power. And even the people who don't believe in God, you know, it's different reasons why they don't believe in God. And that's their reason, right? What I got away from in life, and it benefited me, you know, and I only share, I'm not telling you it works for you. I'm just saying it benefited me. And I try to give people more insight on the way I think or the way, you know, I comprehend things. And that way you can understand me a little better. And the better you understand someone, the better you know how to interact with them, right? So when it comes to right and wrong, I just look at it like this. What's right for one person might not be right for the other person. It might be completely wrong. And that's reality, right? What's good for the goose, they say it's good for the gander, but that ain't true. You know, and I think people get so mixed up in their way that they lose the opportunity to learn someone else's way, right? Because most of the time, the things we know is what we was told. 80% of the things you know is what you was told versus what you discovered. That'd be the 20%. So I try to flip that around. Even when people tell me stuff, it makes me aware of information. And then I go look at it for myself and then I put it into practice to see if it benefits me. You know, a lot of people just acquire knowledge and never really apply it. So they never gain the wisdom of the knowledge they obtain. Never truly gain the wisdom of it. They just know it. And things change, information change all the time. And then you only know it from someone else's perspective. So you can't even tell someone how to apply things, you just know it. So a lot of times people just sound smart, but they don't do smart things. So for me personally, what's important is results. God's love, right? We all the woo-woo. Yeah, Commander. We be on that woo-woo. About God concept, spooky, you called it. No, it's not like the whole God, like everybody, even the term God, like I use the term God to communicate with people, honestly. Like even when I think of God, I don't use that term. Like if I'm talking to someone who I feel on my level, I won't even use the word God. I will use something like the divine creator or the hidden spirit. Like if I'm really talking to somebody that's into information, I say the hidden spirit, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. But most common person, but oh, the hidden spirit, like nah, bro. Like it's it is levels to everything. But yeah, I say the hidden spirit. But for communication purposes, you know, I use the term God. But people get different concepts of God, and that's fine. Whatever works for people. Man, I don't feel insignificant of my personal experience because someone else has their own personal experience. And at times I think people feel that way because people don't agree with what their perspective is. They feel like it's something taken away from them. And I would say that has to do with self-esteem issues. I mean, honestly, like I'm not gonna say all the time, but a lot of times when people have issues with people not accepting their beliefs or their perception of life, it's because they have low self-esteem. If someone come and say, "Well, I don't believe you," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, that's fine. Like, you not That's why I don't go out trying to prove nothing to nobody. Like if we talking about some information, yeah, if you want to know more in detail, I have no problem breaking it down. But if you get to the point where you like, well, I don't believe you, and that's not true, you say it on here, I'd be like, okay, shit, it's not for you to believe. It don't bother me. It's like people, like there's a couple people that said, well, you're you can't replicate your understanding of God. Oh, not for you because you're not practicing what I practice, so you won't be able to understand what I understand. In my opinion, people just be wanting to give. They just be wanting answers. That's like I can tell you the benefits of martial arts, and that usually entices or influence people to practice martial arts. And when they get to the level I'm at, then they see what I'm talking about, or if they receive the benefits that I benefit from it. But if they started and they're not good and they don't keep going until they get good, they be like, oh, martial arts ain't nothing because they failed at it. And in my opinion, a lot of times that's how I be with God, bro. When people don't develop their own personal relationship with God, they get mad and say God don't exist. Well, God don't exist for you. That's true. If you don't accept God, then no, God don't exist for you. That's just how I look at it. So I don't be trying to. Well, if there was a God, then you, Rodman gave you all the sauce, man. Y'all looking like when you. Okay, we ain't gonna get into the God this early in the show, but y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all who been rocking out, y'all understand what I'm saying. But yeah, I think people should work on like confidence and self-esteem, and I think you have better interactions with other people because you're gonna meet people often who don't accept your perceptions, your ideologies, and that's fine because it's not for them. That's just for you. If you share it, just do as that. Just share it. Leave it there, and if it can benefit somebody, good for them, good for you. If it can't, then oh well, keep it moving. That's what self-esteem do, man. Yeah, it's not an argument. It like people, I don't know, bro. People just be wanting to be right. It may like I like having conversations with people and they telling you something is wrong, but they can't tell you what's right. That's asinine to me. Like, how do you know something is wrong if you don't know what's right? Well, I just know it's not that. I just know I don't know what's right, but I'm like, well, why are we having a conversation? And then what's right for me ain't gonna be right for you, bro. It's not. That's why we have cultures, right? Different cultures practice different things. Is right for so if I'm like I said, I practice a lot of my Native American spirituality. That's right for me. That's what made me a better person. So why is that wrong? If I'm not out here hurting people and unaliving people and I ain't doing nothing to nobody, I'm actually living a wholesome life where I reach out, I help people, as many people as like what's so wrong about me practicing that versus you practicing a religion? Like if I practice your religion, I might feel disconnected from myself. So your religion might be right for you, but it's wrong for me. I have an identity. Like people, I don't know, man. It just be weird. Yeah. People always be wanting to prove other people wrong. And that's the thing. People like the optics, like, oh, this makes me look smarter. Smarter to who? Like that proving things, I don't like just proving things to other people is, I mean, you look at so like when you look at it like just even we gonna use that concept, right? When you prove something to someone else, what are the results of that? You seek outside validation. You seeking validation from others, and that can boost confidence, self-esteem. But this is the thing. That's the outside stimulant building something on the inside. So a lot of times people, that's the only way they can build their confidence or self-esteem is by being validated or approved outside themselves, meaning they need people to accept what they think or what they say for them to feel good about themselves. Right? And I think that's I think that's something that we're indoctrinated into as people. I think that's something that until people like mature and understand, like, and I'm not saying I seek confirmation versus validation. I'm not saying it's wrong, but what I'm saying, it can be addictive. Right? It can be addictive. Jason, what up, though? Appreciate you, Jason. Appreciate you. You know, because everyone wants to be what's the word, Commander? I don't want to say accepted, you know, but everyone wants to yeah, I guess be accepted by others. Innately, I think that's a human trait. You know, that's why we get in relationships, that's why we get friends, that's why family is important. We all want to feel special or feel loved by others. And when you don't have that, you know, a lot of times people seek it, but they don't know how to properly go about it because they never had it. That's like you see somebody get some money who never had money. What they do, they spend it. You get somebody who never had money, right? You give them a lump sum of cash. They go spend it. They go get the things they always wanted. They don't think 10, 15, 20 years from now, so they don't invest it. Even if they invest 30% of it and then went and spent the other 70%, they don't do that. They just spend it until it's gone. Probably quit their job because they know they get this lump sum of money. There's a whole bunch of money, but they don't know how fast it can go. Especially buying the things you always wanted. You don't know how fast that can go. You don't know how buying a 200 square foot house, you don't understand the maintenance cost of that. That shit costs to maintain. You know, but if you never had that, like if you always had an apartment, you don't know about that. Like when I was doing real estate and people was renting, now they want to buy a home, and you start telling them about like homeowners insurance, you telling them about taxes, you telling them house and if they lights and gas, sometimes their water was all incorporated into the rent. Now they got to pay this stuff separately. Like in Michigan, well, a lot of places in Michigan, we got to pay like garbage pickup bills. You got sewer bills, is an additional cost to your water bill. Now you got to pay the sewage bill. I mean, the maintenance on the grass. If you don't cut your grass, if it's certain high, people driving around, they gonna ticket you. You know, so now you got to pay for the lawn service. Even if you get out there and cut it yourself, that's time out of your day. But when they not familiar with that, they don't understand. So they thinking, oh yeah, my mortgage is $600 cheaper from the rent I was paying. Yeah, that might be, but all that extra stuff you could probably be paying another $900 to $1,000 a month. And they don't think about it like that because they don't know, it's unfamiliar with it. It's the fill in the blank costs that make financial stagnations. Yeah. It's like you just in life you have to arm yourself with information, and a lot of time I don't know why people don't humble themselves and just go to people who have experience. I've been doing that since I was little. You know, is you can figure it out yourself, or you can go. I mean, that's cool sometimes, you know, but it's best to get an understanding of what you're getting into before you get into it. That way, you ain't going in blind. Like as I mature, I focused on being more effective and efficient in life. You know, because when you young, yo, what up though? Appreciate you, King. Appreciate you. Restart my phone, cool, Commander. Well, when I was young, man, I wasn't thinking about being effective and efficient. You got time on your side, man. You can mess up and pick up and go back at it. But as you get older, it's more about being effective and efficient. Doing if it's possible for you to do the thing the right way the first time, then do it. You know, do that instead of be willing to always mess up. And it's just some things come with age, man. Some things just come with age. The older you get, the less time you feel you have. When you're young, time feels infinite, man. I remember like being 18, 19, bro. Time felt infinite. Especially when you have older people. Like you 18, 19, you're talking to a 60-year-old. You learning things from a 50-year-old. You looking like that's a big gap. But you don't know how quick time passes, man. I'm in my 40s now. I can vividly remember when I was 18, 19. Vividly. You know, I can remember that. And now I'm approaching that. And it was in the blink of an eye. Now I'm watching my kids and my nieces and nephews, and I remember when I was their age. And I remember what it was like to be that age. So I understand how to interact with them. You know, that's another thing too. As you get older, sometimes people forget how to feel to be young. So you don't. So I made sure I give the grace that I felt I should have been given, and what I was given from some people to the young people, man. They young, they dumb. You know, they go do dumb things. When I was a child, I thought as a child, I acted as a child. And when I became a man, I put away my childish ways. You know, that's biblically, but that's one of them life lessons, man. I think people need to lean into. Yeah, you put away your childish ways, but remember, you was that child. So you have to give that grace and understanding to the young people. You know, they young, they go mess up, they go bump their head, they go try it their way. Sometimes you got to give them room so they can. Sometimes you got to get a young one's room so they can come to you. Because if you smothering them, there's no way they're going to come to you. And that's what I think people just, a lot of times, but then you can't give them too much room too. Because, you know, they're young and dumb. So you give them too much room, then they go crack their head. You don't want them to crack their head, but give them enough room and space so they can come to you willingly versus you trying to force them to do something. You know, these are the things I'm learning. My kid's still young, man. My kid's still young. So I ain't dealt with no, not personally. You know, I got nieces and nephews, but I haven't personally dealt with that teenage factor with the children yet. I'm looking forward to it though. People, it's an experience, man. It's an experience. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's a blessing to have kids, man. It's truly a blessing. And I didn't think I was gonna have them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, I'm straight. I'm good. But yeah, I just had a couple things on my mind. It is an open panel, open topic, so feel free to hit the link. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Kind of slipped my mind. I was talking to Stoic the other day, having a conversation with Stoic. Shout out to the 9, man. Shout out to Stoic. And he is a metaphysical teaching that nothing outside of ourselves is real. It's just a reflection of ourselves. So in that concept, what they state is the people you interact with are no different from an aspect of yourself, meaning like they're just a reflection of you, right? And these concepts have lessons with them, right? And just like the parables in the Bible, if you take things literally, right, it would be kind of inconceivable because we can reach out and touch another person in their flesh and blood, meaning we can feel them, they real, right? But that's not what that concept means. What it's saying is we tend to interact with particular people. Like, think about it. In your life, there's a billion people on the planet, yet you don't know all these people. Not only do you not know them, you don't interact with them. But it's a select few group of people you have interactions with, whether it's predicated upon it being family, friends, or maybe even work, right? Maybe these people just go to somewhere that you frequent, but your interactions with them, with this concept is saying, the people you interact with are simply a reflection of yourself, either past, present, or future. That's what this concept is saying. It's like you will be able to see yourself in other people. And if you think about it, oftentimes when we interact with people is either something attracts us to the person or repels us from a person, right? So within that attraction to a person is influence. People will start picking up different aspects of other people, if it's language, if it's attitude, if it's ideology. Like when you're attracted to someone, that has a potential influence, and that influence leaves an impact. And a lot of times, like my wife, she picking up my vernacular. She always have, but she pick up my ways, the ways I do things. So that's what that concept means. It's a metaphysical concept, and like the more I leaned into it and indulged, I noticed that like even my young book, that was me when I was younger, a version of me. Like I see a lot of myself within him, so I know how to interact with him. Even I look at some of my elders, I'm looking like, yeah, that's how I'm gonna be when I get older, you know, because the way they influence me, I'm gonna end up being similar to that. Even the people I interact with on here, I like you listen to them, they have an influence and impact on you. They might tell you an idea, and then you pursue that idea, then that part of them becomes a part of you now. The I don't know if I explained that clearly, but uh, when I took that concept and applied it to my life, that's what I took out of it, because a lot of times people take things literally. And if you literally think that um, everyone in life is just a reflection of yourself, and you reach out and touch someone, you're like, damn, they real. So, but what it's saying is there is a divine connection between all of us. And at any point in time, we can intersect and influence and impact one another. So that's why I always tell you, be careful where you put your attention into. Anytime you pay something attention, you're paying with time. And what you receive is influence. You paying time and you receive influence. So just make sure, because like when we say manipulation, look, everything I'm manipulating right now. Right now with this conversation, I'm manipulating. If what I'm saying is making you think, that's a form of manipulation. It's not your original thought, it's mine in your head now. That's a form of manipulation. So manipulation is gonna happen when you watch TV, when you listen to music. All them are anything outside yourself is manipulation. Anything anyone is giving you that you're paying attention to has the potential to manipulate you. It's just the intent. It's just the intent. Like you'll hear me say, I try not to manipulate people, right? So my intent is not to manipulate people for my benefit. Like I know it's gonna happen. It's not something you can stop. Influence is a form of manipulation. So if you want to influence someone the right way, then that's a form of manipulation. Teaching is a form of manipulation. You teaching someone anything, that's a form of manipulation. You're changing you're altering the way they normally think. That's what manipulation is, an alteration of what's nature or natural to a person. So you can do it in a positive way or a negative way. But it's just predicated upon a person's intent. So I created a boundary for myself, like never manipulate people for my own gain, for my benefit. And that's how I go about it. But it's gonna happen regardless. So even when people, when I listen to people and like once I feel it's not beneficial to me, I usually stop listening, because I know what can happen. It can plant a seed, and that might be some fruit I don't want germinating and growing. So influence is a motherfucker, man. Is a motherfucker. You can watch something thinking it's entertainment, and it can change the whole way you think or look at things. It can change your whole mood. It can make you hate people you don't even know, bro. You can watch some shit and start hating a whole group of people you don't even know, just because you watch some documentary or you watch some movie or you read some book, but you never had personal experience. Never had personal experience. I can't remember who it was, but someone came on the panel and was like, they were saying one of their elders was like, Islam is bad. It was like, I'm pretty sure they said that because they heard some rhetoric and never really sat down with a person who practiced it. There's different forms of Islam. And this is the reality. Positive and negative exist in everything. It exists in everything. So, I mean, that's like saying all police are good. We know that's not true. We know that's not true. Right? So, but that's not true. Just because we see cops unaliving people, that don't mean all police are bad neither. Oh, police ain't for you, man. You can't, like, that's too, like, I can't do that. Then people like, well, the police was made for the, okay, it was many things made for one particular reason and it transformed. You know, it's always the intent of the individual. You know, I know some great cops. I got them in my family. Love them to death. And they will tell you, guess what? It's some bad cops to make my job harder. They will tell you that. Yeah. They'll tell you that. You know, it'll be people saying this group of people, you know, that's why I don't do the race thing. You know, I don't do the race because the reality is, like I said, it's positive and negative in anything. So, you know, I remember growing up, my grandmother told me all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Right? And what that meant is like everybody look like you ain't for you. You know, sometimes, and that's to me is dangerous, right? That's very fucking dangerous for me because we let our guard down to the people we close to. So even family, man, I had to learn tough lessons within family. Just because this family don't mean they won't hurt you. So it's positive and negative in everything. It's just you being observant and spotting it. You know, sometimes you can't though. You know, that's the reality, man. But I don't go through life living no type of fear. I don't go through life being unwilling to try things because I'm not aware of it. You know, I just don't go through life like that. I don't think that's living. I had to learn to live for tomorrow and not just for the day. You know, when you grow up in tough environments, man, you just be trying to survive, and that's all you know until you not in that environment. So that's why I don't judge people, you know, but I do try to make people aware, like it's another way. You know, it's another way to do it. You don't always have to be living for tomorrow. I mean, you don't always have to live for today. You can also live for tomorrow. You know, when they say tomorrow is not promised today, you're right. But wouldn't you rather be prepared for tomorrow if you woke up in tomorrow? Well, I just handle it then. That's not how it worked, man. That's just not how it worked. So, and I think people like even like when we was talking about, that's what I wanted to talk about. Like when we was talking about the concepts of like when you think of love and lust, right? You think you got to have one or the other. That's how most people think. You either love or you either lust. Like why can't they both exist in the same environment? You know, by physics, I'm not even gonna argue with nobody, but by physics, two things can't exist in the same space, right? That's what physics tells us. So, but two things can't exist in the same environment. They don't have to be on top of each other, but you don't have to use one or the other. A lot of times we can have both simultaneously. Like, think about this: the lust for something can do. So I said like this for me. Um, a lot of times I use my love to balance my lust. Like, what? That sounds crazy, don't? But no, because I have a love for achieving things, right? So I have a lust, like my love for achievement gives me a lust to pursue things. It gives me a lust to try things. It gives me a lust uh, to accomplish things. Because to achieve something, you have to accomplish. So love and lust can be used simultaneously. My love of my family can drive my lust to achieve things, to be successful. The love for my family can drive my lust to be successful. That don't make sense. It don't, because you try to separate things too much. Yeah, lust is just another driving force, man. But too much of it can be bad. Just like too much Tylenol. Too much anything is bad. Too much anything. So I use my love of things not to control, but to balance my lust of things. You say, well, your love, well, nah, man, is a different energy. Like lust is like relentless, man. It's like uncontrolled passion, bro. And I can use that. Just like anger, man. People, I gotta control my anger. No, you just channel it. You flow it. You channel it and flow it. Like when people think of control, when I ain't gonna say people, but when I think of control, it takes me back to when I was practicing martial arts. And my sinfu told me, the more you try to control, the less control you have. Let things flow. Let them naturally happen and follow the rhythm. Go with it instead of trying to control it. And he told me nature is not meant to be controlled, but it's meant to flow. That we have to align ourselves with the flow of nature. That's what he was teaching us. So like even in fighting, trying to control versus just going with what is given or what is happening. Allow people who's trying to control overexert themselves. If someone is stronger than you, use that strength against them. Someone is faster than you, use that speed against them. You using a person's own momentum against them versus trying to control. If someone's stronger than me, there's no point in blocking, because eventually they go get right through they fucking break my arm. Eventually. A person, I done sparred people way bigger than me. And normally, when they bigger, they not faster. But even when they big and fast, there's no point in trying to block, because part of their strategy is to wear you down with the strength. So if I'm sitting there and just blocking, eventually them hits go get harder and harder, and I ain't gonna be able to block, and it's gonna leave open. So no, just go with the flow. Sidestep them. Instead of blocking, you dodge. And now they're exerting more energy. And now you can use their momentum against them. So it's not even really about control in life. And I think control is really unnatural, in my opinion. It's how it's applied. But even like when I said anger, it's like, I always say contain. If I can not act impulsively, I can use this anger and channel it in a way it can be productive for me. Because it's all energy in this mind. I can blow up and scream or yell, or I can use all that energy and create something. I can use it to make me stronger. I can go hit the heavy bag. I can go spar and get a workout in. Now I got more energy, within this workout than I would normally have because I'm pissed off. It's about channeling and flowing it in a way it can benefit you that's a form of control. Not trying to dominate it. That's what most people assume control is you're in domination over something. But if I can just go within the flow of things, and that's how I live life. Like a lot of things, that saying, what do they say? God, please give me the strength How did that go? God, give me the strength to change the things I can and the wisdom to understand the things I can't. Something like that. You know, some things are within our power, some things ain't. That's just life, man. That's just life. Hold on one second. So you said besides physically releasing the energy, a lot of times is so if you don't physically once it's in you, it has to be released some way, right? We can agree to that. So once you see the person's intent is to make you angry, you can not allow it to come in you. So I call it spiritual aikido, right? Just like aikido, you know, you allow a person's momentum to take them away, so you can deflect, right? But once it's in you, I'm not gonna say physically. Even meditation, sometimes it's like you can just, I guess, like we talk about transmutation, right? So there's different ways to do it. You change something positive into negative. You change something negative to positive. That's just transmutation. Either way you do it. But just say you get mad, right? And you don't have no physical outlet. You can kind of, I'm not gonna say swallow it, but change it, like transmute it, like do some deep breathing exercises, and uh, you can kind of release it that way too. But it's still kind of being released. So I think it's always gonna be a physical aspect to it. Um, what up, Nine?
What up, Nine? What up, chat? Chat, where you at?
Chat, where you at?
You know, I was thinking, what are some other ways? Just real quick, I thought, and then I didn't get a chance to fully think about it. But then what I went to is also physical. It's because I was thinking more like something that doesn't involve like punching or
Yeah,
exercising. But then I thought, what do women do? Women usually like when they get upset, sometimes they'll clean. Have you seen women
yeah,
upset?
yeah,
And
yeah,
they'll just start cleaning and washing dishes and doing all they'll like scrub all the little corners like they just yeah, I think it's another way of being it's physical. It's physically
yeah.
releasing it.
So that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't really know. I was trying to think of a non-physical activity. The only thing I could really think of is like meditation or like deep breathing to like kind of. But that's not. I mean, I feel when you have those, even anxiety, when you feel any of that negative energy, you have to convert it into something else, or it's gonna take over you. So a lot of times, like people sleep. You know, like I know my mom, like when she
Yeah.
get like a certain level, she'll go to sleep and she wake up and she different. It's like sleep has always been a way to change a mood, like a mood changer. You know, like sleep, just go to sleep. And people say don't go to sleep mad. Bullshit. I mean, go to
You know
sleep.
what? I've gone to bed plenty of times upset with my husband or like we're upset at each other or something. And then I in the morning I forget about it. Like I it's
Hmm.
like a new day. I don't even know what happened.
Yeah,
He might still remember and I'm like nothing happened.
yeah, yeah. A lot of times, like even me creating space. A lot of times, the more space I create, like if I'm upset at somebody and I create space for a period of time, I'd be like, man, that shit wasn't even that serious. And I come back and be like, ain't shit happened. My mom used sleep. So different vices, work
You
for
know what?
different people.
Singing, music and
Singing,
singing.
yes. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
was saying that before. Think about how many numbers. Like listen to something like Michael Jackson song or Madonna. Um, a lot of blues music to be like the top charters.
Mm-hmm.
They was in pain, man. Them people was going through some shit. Like Amy Winehouse, they tried to make me
Yeah.
go to rehab, and I said no. That's one of my favorite songs. But when you really listen to it, you be like, damn, man, she was going through some shit.
You can write it out, right? You can write out the
Hmm.
stuff you're upset about. Yeah.
You turn like even on here, man. You see people. It's this one dude on here. He got like I don't know if he was born that way, but he got like a messed up face and stuff. But he monetizes pain. Like he tell his story and he get paid for it. But it inspired to help people. But even on here, bro, you can come on here and you can monetize your pain.
I mean,
You
I
want
think
people?
like, sorry.
My bad. Go ahead. No, that's you. That's you.
No, like if you're upset, you're sad, or you're angry or something, sometimes it's better instead of, I mean, sometimes it's good to talk about it, but sometimes instead it's like, instead of coming on here to put your aggression on some other people, why don't you just find yourself some spaces where you're going to have fun and laugh and it's going to turn around your mood and put it into that instead.
Yeah. And see that's yeah.
Right? Because
I think it's all
your
about
mood can
personal.
change.
Oh, definitely. Just being in a good group of people, man. Like I have felt the other side of it. I have went places and start feeling a certain type of way. Like, let me get the fuck out of here. Like, this is making me
That
mad.
too. Like, damn, you were in such a good mood and they just like messed up your vibe.
Yeah. Like, I'm straight. I'm gonna watch some Pokemon or some shit. Like, we can get off there. But that's how I be, man. Like, it can work either way. But like you said, you can come up if you feel having a bad day. You should come on here and go in a good area, good space where people having good conversation, uplifting conversation, or just having fun. And that can change your mood. But a lot of times, people will come on here and go in these spaces and be like a Mortal Kombat environment. They just start
Hmm.
lashing out on people.
I call it aggression therapy. Sometimes it's good to yell and let it out, you know. I've done that with people
Yeah,
before. Where I'm like, "Come on, just let it out. Cuss me out. Just yell." It's fine.
yeah. I do that with people I'm close to. And
Yeah.
even like my life coaches, I got like two of my consistent clients that I had for a while, they just call me to vent, bro. They don't even, there's no coaching involved. I just sit there and listen to it. They don't ask me for no feedback. They just want to get stuff off their chest and they want a safe place to do it, where they can say whatever the hell they want. And I give them that. And it's therapeutic for them. That some of them can say things to me that they can't say to other people in their life, and there's no judgment. They just need to get it off their chest. So that can definitely be therapeutic.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you
And
don't want to
even
be reminded of something, then maybe just keep it to yourself cuz sometimes when you
hmm
tell other people or you let that out the bag, then people are going to maybe in a kind way, some people in a mean way, but sometimes in a kind way they're going to ask you about it or remind you about it, and maybe you don't want to be reminded about it.
so people got you. I don't think I ever really had that problem. Like anything, I tell people, whatever I share on here is something that I healed from, and I have an intention of telling it. I just don't come on here filling the bag. But I tell it for a reason because I overcame it, and I'm using it as motivation or inspiration. That's the only reason I tell my story. It's some things in my life
Mm,
that is, I don't know if I'm gonna ever be healed from. I'm being honest with you. It's like, but it's things that it's the cross I bear, right? It's things that is a consistent lesson for me, you know. Um, and healing it depends how deep the wound is. Some things have to heal from the inside in, right? Uh, or inside out. That's how some wounds. The deeper the wound, uh, it usually has to heal from the inside out. So it might be things like it's certain things in my life that I'm constantly understanding new ways to heal from because I'm finding new ways that affected me. You know, I'm finding like some things may affect you right away, but and you have to deal with that. But then as you go on in life, you realize it affects you in other areas of life. And until you experience it, you don't know. But it's the same incident I thought I healed. Like that's
Hmm.
why I say new levels, new devils, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And I think
I ain't
sometimes we don't want pity. Sometimes we don't
nah.
want pity.
Me, I'm just that person, man. It doesn't do anything. Like I appreciate people's sympathy and empathy. I appreciate it because they don't have to, but I don't have it for myself. I don't feel bad for myself, man. I really don't. So it's like I wouldn't even know what to do with it. I wouldn't. And I feel like it can be utilized for somebody who actually need it. I know that sounds like assholeish, but that's just how my life been, man. Like I have helped so many people, even people older than me. And anytime I ask for help, people always just look like you'll be all right. That's how they always look. So that's how I kind of built myself. And even now, you know, um, I had to learn how to accept help in my older age. I had to learn because when I was younger, I never had it, so I didn't know how to accept it. So now that I'm older and people actually helping me, I have to learn how to be open and accepting to it. Because I'm gonna be real with you. Like, you know how guilty I used to feel when people who take cash apps and donations? I used to feel guilty, like
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah,
like I
like it's their
know,
money. Like you don't want to take other people's
yeah,
money. I feel like that too. I feel like I don't want
and
to
I,
take other people's money. It's okay.
and I know how
You
fucked
keep
up it
it.
is out
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I know how fucked up it is out here, and it's hard. It's hard for some people to feed their family. But then I had to realize this too: like these people are doing that out the kindness of their heart. And that'd be ignorant
Yeah.
and rude of me and a kind of a slap in their face. Because if it was me
Yeah.
and I know somebody needed something, or if I seen like somebody do it and I gave them, even if it was my last and I gave them and they turned it away, I feel some type of way about it. Like, well, fuck you too then. You know what I'm saying? I have
They
to be
say it's
open minded to
blocking.
that.
They say it's
Blocking
blocking
blessings.
your blessing and blocking their blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people give because they've been blessed, and that's them playing it forward. So, I mean, that I had to learn how to be open to people helping me because, like, growing up in an environment where everything comes with something, me, like growing up
That
in an environment.
ARD. Oh,
What up, though? Let
Yo,
me say
big
this real quick, bro.
Mando, you did. Yo,
Oh,
how
hold
y'all
on, hold on,
living?
hold
How
on.
y'all living, man? Somebody said something about a blessing, right?
Give me 1 second. I want to do two things. Let me just say this. Let me play this video, and then y'all got the
Yes, sir.
well, Listen, Mob, what up, though? Appreciate you, sis. But growing up in an environment where anytime somebody did something for you, you owed them later, I had to get out that mindset once I left that environment. So that was one of my hoops and hurdles. And shout out to the Cash App. Hold on, Big Mix, appreciate you, brother.
Work got the money, work got the juice. 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 Work out the money, work out 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 the juice.
Thank you, Bronco. What up, though?
what up,
Appreciate you,
Frankie?
bro. Appreciate you.
Missy Mod. ARD tapping in from the Bay.
You
Man, it's
have to
all
call
love and
ARB.
respect. You already know it, you know. But I thought this was a timely topic because I'm still surprised people were giving as they're giving today, especially in
Yeah.
2025. I mean, Honestly, a lot of people, I can't even say a lot of people. I would say that there's a mentality or a spirit around people that, it's like, man, get it how I got it, right? Kind of bringing it back to the old day. Or it's like, man, that ain't my problem. I'm off of it, right? I don't even want to think about it, let them figure it out. But also, you still got some people that genuinely give altruistically, right? And you can't take that for granted because some of these people, most of them that I've met, are just like, man, just pay it forward, man. Like, just pay it forward. I
And
had a crazy
if you,
situation regarding my vehicle a couple of days ago, and I'm like, hey, man, no harm, no foul. Of course, I took it out with my attorneys and stuff to make sure everything was good. But I'm like, you guys, no harm, no foul. They gave me their sob story, and I was like, it's either fraud or y'all really like down on y'all luck, because I really was about to press the issue, but they came out so humble, and I was like, you know what? Take this information. Make sure you call this information right now. All this stuff, and if you guys are honest, like you say you are, you look like genuine people. We'll figure it out off the books because they were like, nah, we can't do this, we can't do that. And I was like, yo, cool, take it off the books then. But I was like, if you ever play games with it, you know, everything is in, everything gonna be everything, right? And they really were stand up people and they were on hard times. And literally our situation, even though it was their fault, was something that was like, man, God just gave us grace. And I'm like, man, I'm not God, of course. But some people just need breaks, man. Like I would want a break. And the only thing I told the little guy, like the young man, I was like, hey man, pay it forward, all right? Just pay it forward. I can't remember how many times people paid it forward for me, you know?
I would say that, I don't want to divulge the personal conversations I had with his brother, but I can, I can, confirm the context of his character because for me personally, like some of my dry spouts on here, this man has donated to me, and not on no public, but privately, and told me just keep doing what I'm doing. He literally was like, "Look, man, it's a blessing. I'm talking about hundreds of dollars, man. Like this dude,
Hey,
he never wanted. Even when I play a video, he like, bro, you ain't got to say, he always do that. ARD has been a
Mhm.
great sponsor, and he never asked me for anything but to
come
keep doing
on,
what
man. I
I'm
hate
doing.
when y'all, hey, I hate when you play the video. I'm like, bro, I ain't
but
playing. Bro, and that's
it's
why I
just
started hitting you after the whole live,
you,
right? Yeah, I hit you
you
after the live. Like,
ARG
man,
doesn't
I don't
want
want no video.
recognition.
don't
I
want
don't,
recognition, but it's just the way I express my gratitude. It's not
and that's
nothing.
the thing
You
though.
know,
Like, if you want to do it, go ahead. But I don't care about that stuff, bro. Like, I don't even have the time. Man, I did it. Man, come on, man. I've been who I've been since I've been, and it's a lot of stuff that I'm like, man, come on, man. Like, I know, God know. That's all that matters. Just pay it for it. Like, there's so many things. And I thank God that I was in a situation where I can actually do it because I know
yeah.
certain people just need a little help. And just like I needed a little help. I mean, I can fall on hard times right now, and hopefully people can understand that, right? And give me a little help so I can go ahead and keep paying it forward too. But I don't give because I want to be recognized. I really give because I invest in this. I really see the vision. And on top of that, I want to see where you take it for real. And to me,
To the
that's good
top,
enough. That's good enough.
to the
But yeah,
top.
go ahead.
Yeah, taking it to the top,
BDB.
bro. BDB, how you living? How you feeling? What up,
Man, I
now?
caught the debate
What up,
table,
man?
that team joint. I caught that on the replay,
Yeah,
brother. You did that.
man,
Hey, man. Hey, you know
man,
when you got something
that's
solid when every time you can play that mug on replay in the car and that mug just ride. It just ride.
he just right, man.
Yeah.
He
That's
do
how you
things
know he's
like
sourcing the
professional.
best talent. But
Yeah, he
Commando, you
ready to
said
come.
something too, man. It's good to see you, sis.
Oh, definitely. I love it when you pop up. You don't even pop up in the chat. You just go straight to the panel.
Yeah. And
It's
he
all
and
love, man.
Surprise us.
It's
and
all love.
honestly, is very few people who get that privilege. You
That's
know
what I
what
was
I'm
about to
saying?
say.
But
Like I don't take that for granted now. I remember.
it
I
is.
remember the days I had to earn my ranks. You know.
It's very few people, but his consistency shows.
And I don't
You
even
know
take
what I'm
that for
saying?
granted either. You know, I
Yeah.
felt like I had to like hit you in the DM real quick, you know, let you know it was me, you know. But nah, I respect you, man. I respect you a lot. And Commando, you already know you always hold it down. Like I respect
Thank
you as
you.
well. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you know what I like about like just like then you can always tell genuine people because when you have like a miscommunication or misinterpretation of what someone did, you can go have a conversation with that person, get clarity, and move forward. I think that's important, you know, because a lot of time, like a lot of what people have arguments about is just simply misinterpretation or misunderstanding of
Man,
what a
isn't that
person's
a
intent is.
thousand? I recall
Yeah,
us
bro.
chopping it up offline a couple of times. Like, yo, like, you know, I remember those. I'm like, man, that's never that. Like, bring everybody on the call. I like literally. You remember, like, we always kept it a buck.
hmm
You know what I mean?
And, and,
And
and,
that's what I love
and
about
that's,
it. Because if I had really anything to say, I mean, I'm online right now. I'll say it. Like, I didn't even
mhm.
feel that way, but I didn't know people took my words in
Took
a
it that
certain light.
way. Yeah.
You know, like, and I was like, oh, okay, let me clean that up because it was never no disrespect. You know, and if it was,
And
I
what
mean,
it,
this is the perfect time to tell you. You know, I don't have
and what
nothing
it
to
is,
hide on that. You know,
and what
yeah,
it is too is like we all different, bro, and we all have different perception of life. So I might just be doing me, and people misinterpret it, but the more you get to know me, the more you understand why I do what I do. That's why I think it's important to actually try to understand people and accept people for who they are. You know, I don't believe anyone is perfect. I just look in progression, and once I understand someone, you know, I accept them for who they are. You know, if they got even roses have thorns on it, one of the most beautiful start out flowers, you can't just grab it. It's protected, man. So some people have thorns for protection. You know, understand people's
that's a
boundaries.
fact.
You know what I'm saying? Once you understand someone's boundaries or their thorns, you understand how to interact with them. And
Oh
they
yeah,
might
that's a
say
fact.
something, and you know,
And
you
you
like,
know
okay,
what?
this,
I was told
you know the
growing up.
intent.
I was told something as precious as a rose. We all look at it as a flower that we can put in our living room table set. But a rose is so precious. You can even make tea out of it. You can make real tincture out of it. But when you got something as precious as a rose, why wouldn't it grow with thorns to protect
Mm-hmm.
itself from people that don't deserve to touch it if you didn't study it, right? And that's
You
something
know,
I learned early. You know,
and those thorns, they make it so you interact with it in a particular way. You have to be careful when you pick a rose because if you
some
don't, you go
people
get
love it
thorns.
from a distance. Some people know how to grab
Yeah. How
it.
to exactly, you know what I'm saying? So I look at that just even that concept. I thought when I tell people you can learn so much from nature. Like even that concept of a road, you understand people, bro. Like you know, we all got our boundaries and defense mechanisms, and we all need to be handled with care. You know, we can't just grab one another. You know, so even that analogy with the rose, it can tell you about life, man.
Exactly. You can either admire from a distance, you can go approach it and don't know what you're touching, or you can
Mhm.
really learn it, right? And then be
You
able
handle
to,
it with care.
do your thing, you know?
Yeah, but some people be more thorny than others.
And that's a
Just
fact, though.
saying.
Well, we call those weeds, though. Those are weeds.
Hey, but weeds can grow into trees. Did you know that?
And that's a fact. And they eventually get cut
And
down with somebody by the property.
Gotta get rid of those weeds early. But we all have
Mhm.
different like different styles of communication too. And I like people that are like objective, reasonable, and that can give grace. Because even though I might not mean things in a bad way, sometimes I put my foot in my mouth and I'll say something where I'm like, oh shoot, that came out wrong. It's not my intention, but it could be taken wrong because it sounds wrong sometimes. But
Oh, yeah. You know what? I honestly
You
feel like
remember?
I'm always a person to put, in certain environments, they'll say ARD, man, we understood what you said later on, but man, you could have delivered that better. And I was like, certain situations, you just don't got time to deliver it in the best way.
Hmm.
You got to get that off so the right people know, and it helps a lot of people, so other people can act on it, right? For the awareness and what's going on. Um, it's hard to be both all the time, right? I totally
Yeah.
agree. And I've been a person that said it, man. I apologize if I say something offensive, but I can't apologize when I'm speaking the truth. I just got to make sure that I continue to practice how to come off in different environments in a way that I don't have to. It's not about repeating myself. It's more so that are you speaking to be heard? Or are you speaking to be understood? Right. And I don't want to come off as I'm speaking to be heard. I really want to be understood so you can act on it. Right. And certain environments really require you to study on how to speak certain ways so you can get it off, right? They call it code switching and stuff. I just call it, really having a level of communication that can resonate with people to act, right? Period.
Mm-hmm.
And it just depends on the environment. But I've definitely put my foot in my mouth so many times, just to get to where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I would say it's not a bad thing all the time if you learn from it.
Right.
So keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
had went
thank
on
you.
me for a minute.
I felt like I just said a lot right there. My bad.
Well, some people, like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't care if you like, if we have a goal, like, tell me what to do. I don't care if like, boss me around, that's fine. Tell me what to do. But there are some people that you you can't tell them like that. They're like, no, you're bossing me around. You gotta tell me more nicely. You gotta, and I don't understand that. I mean, I could
I feel
understand
you.
that, but I feel like sometimes it's just too petty. Like, when we got a goal to accomplish, let's just get it done. Let's do it.
Right,
Let's
right.
get it. By any
Yeah.
means
And my thing
necessary, we're
is,
gonna get this done.
everything deserves respect and decorum, right? Decorum, you know. That's one of my nature words, if you will, because decorum lets you know that, hey, I'm leading with intent of love and understanding first, right? However, certain things we just got to get it done. Period. We just got to
Yeah.
get it done. We can lick our wounds later. I mean, I'm talking about real certain
Mhm.
things that I had to be a part of. And it's like, we did enough pre planning, we did enough this, we did enough that. And now it's time to execute. And when it's time to execute and the onus is on you on this part, you know, look, you can always attract more bees with honey than vinegar, right? And
Yeah,
I
of
always
course.
keep that in mind, right? But at the same time, it's like how much honey you got, how much you got to give, and how much honey do you need before you become a diabetic, right? Sometimes you need that vinegar to
Yeah.
clean your system out.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't have time to baby you. Sometimes people want to be babied, and then they're holding us up because now you got a problem because of how something was said to you, or it's like it's
Right, right. You know how that goes, right? Especially if we're trying to accomplish one goal and we all agree to it. you know, I'd rather you just be honest with me up front, though. Like, hey, you know, I still got questions about this. I still got, trying to figure it out. I can't be my full self right now and figuring this out. I'd rather you just be honest with me because I'll just be straight up with you and put some support around you. So, you can always take the credit for it, but also I want to see you successful, even though other people help you do it. Because we don't do this stuff by ourselves. And that's another part of
No, we don't.
gratitude. And going back to your point where, you know, um, everything for people that donate or anything else. I mean, like to any point of how somebody supports somebody that they never even met, let alone if you did meet them, really how you support them, right? This is real life situations. It's you don't have to get your pennies in a bunch, so to speak, pause, or you don't have to get your feelings in the way somebody's trying to show you something that you've been asking God for, but it didn't come in the form that you
You
wanted,
thought it was gonna
right?
come
It
in,
might
right?
come in a form that something else wanted, right? And that's what I feel what true gratitude is, because everybody is not going to have the right words for you, at all times. Nobody can do that except God, And when God said that, he even put it in lamest terms, like, I am this, I'm the sunrise, and I am the moonset. Like, and with that, it's like, man, I'm not about to curate my words for you guys to understand everything. Don't hold me to everything, because I already knew I created this stuff. And on top of that, it's so much gratitude with that. Long story short, and I'm looking at, I gave to a couple of people, and I don't even like talking about it, but I gave to a few people, and these are people that you guys don't even know. It's a whole nother community that I'm looking forward to bringing into the people that, I'm connected with. But long story short, they were wondering, like, how the heck did you find me? Why are you investing like this, and all that? I'm like, look, man, what can we do for you? Like, they told me, ARD, like, what can you do for me? And I'm like, man, like,
That's
I
nice.
don't need anything, right? But I thank you for the gesture. But if you want to ask me, hey, how about this? Put the attention on this and this. Put the attention on that person. Put the attention on that person, right? I don't want it to be about me. Like, trust me, I'll be good. But if I can at least get into different communities, I was like, maybe then if you guys see the other people that I'm really inspired by and I have gratitude for, now you guys understand that I'm not just moving by myself. And it actually works. Like, honestly, paying it forward actually works. It's not saying, oh, I done gave $1 million or all that stuff. Half the time, it was just me being present and appreciating the conversations, because I've been following them for a while. And I'm just the person that's active in the chat when I had time. And they appreciated that. Like, there's so many ways you can show gratitude, not just money. And this brings me to my thought. Uh, have y'all seen that Marvin? That Marvin SAPP video.
No.
I ain't seen it. I heard about it, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's so crazy because it's a year late, but I already know. I was just like, man, this is crazy, right? Like, because it's like, oh, you really trying to show gratitude, and you got people really trying to act on the gratitude. You already know that they don't even appreciate the stuff that they got going on. How the heck you trying to raise 20 and 40,000, and you got a $30,000 Rolex President Rolex on your arm, gold, right? The old school, the plain Jane, right?
Were
And
they
I'm
trying
just
to
like,
raise for themselves?
I don't
Did,
know what they were trying to
let me
do.
ask you this: did they really lock? I haven't seen the video, so did they
They
really lock
didn't
the?
lock no doors, but they were pressed to. They closed the doors, right? I mean, they had people in the back lobby. There's another video that I seen from the other cameras, right? TMZ got everything. I don't know how, but
Man, I want to see that now.
yeah, they got everything. So they did close the doors. I don't know who they put on them doors, but that would have been the
Let me
wrong
feel
time
so.
to keep me in them doors, right? I love my church, right? I'm a devout Christian, but at the same time, I'm a I'm a hybrid Christian when it comes to it, because I can't really say what most people practice as Christ is what I practice, right? I don't do that. I practice Buddhism. I practice, man, I really study the Quran. I practice the Bhagavad Gita as it is. I practice all of these things, right? And I understood one thing, and that's what allowed me to really talk to different cultures and really just different people in love, because I never disrespected anybody at all. But at the same time, I understood one source of truth. And that one source of truth is the same truth that they got too. Right. And that's why I understood, like, we're all the same. If you really do it. The people that ain't the same is really trying to press you for $20, and they say, yo, on the stage, no, put that $20 back. No, you guys, it costs to be up here. That's $100. He said $100. Look at the video.
Oh
And
no,
I
I'm
was
about to
just
play it
like,
now.
yo, when we talk about
My
gratitude, and
apologies.
I'm not even judging you. Oh, my bad.
How do you pause IG video?
Oh, yeah, do it. Yeah. You got to watch the whole video and look at the back video because, they got cameras behind the door. I don't know how many people seen that one. Well, I was just like, yo, that's crazy.
Amen. This is the part of service where we ask the ushers to lock the doors. Just kidding.
That's called
So they talking
kidnapping.
about, hold on. That's the bishop though. That wasn't dude. That was the bishop when he was asking for 800. Yeah, look at all that because I was just like, yo, it's
So that
crazy
wasn't
how it's
even a mark.
resurfacing. It's crazy how it's resurfacing
So
right
what
now.
is this? It's lock the doors until people give,
Man, they was trying to raise.
or until
Man,
they
look
reach the
at the
goal.
video. They was trying to raise a certain number,
So I
and
think is this it right here?
So people can't leave until the goal is met.
come on, man,
Y'all, you
got
guys
people
can't leave the
that's like,
chat.
That is involved.
The chat is locked, guys.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
crazy.
There's
And that
1,000
was
of
a
you
fake
tonight,
laugh they added
and
in
those that
there.
are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I just think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife Melinda P. Sapp was alive, was a good date.
Talk about
I could take her to the
popcorn and
movies,
bullshit.
buy a box of popcorn, get 1 soda, 2 straws. I wasn't cheap. That's swag. I was looking in her eyes. She's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you.
It costs to sit up there. Wow.
So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly.
Hey, it's 3 of y'all in the chat. If I can get $100 a piece from 3 of y'all in the chat, we would raise 300.
What the hey, I gotta use this hustle.
What the fuck, bro? Like that shit crazy. Riders, what up, sis?
Even if you're
now it's 5 of y'all in the chat.
Just put your hand on
I'm blocking the chat.
Take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
I can't believe he really said that. And like nonchalantly, like,
it costs to be up there, but it costs their time, right? They're volunteering their time.
Giving is worship.
Right.
Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
Yo, it's a video before he popped in
the time to talk.
where the bishop was on some crazy stuff. And I'm not even judging nothing. I'm just like, yo, I just don't play them type of games.
Need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. That's it. And they understand the cost that is involved.
Yeah, that's
Look, I'm not even judging that, right? But what the heck, man? What the heck, man?
Just say
Diane,
it.
what
Judging.
up, though? Riders, what up, sis? My bad. Let me get all that done real quick.
I can't even judge it because it's a hustle. You hustle.
Diane.
But everybody don't do that. Nah.
Oh, that's
and
a
we
hustle.
talking about giving, right? Look at the stuff that's going on. That's 2024. Like, it popped up viral this year. But that's 2024. How many times this man probably got off on that same stuff? We don't even know about it yet. And then he had to like say something. I'm just like, man, this is crazy. I seen something. It was like never should have paid it.
What is that
Never
called?
should have paid it.
And I was like, yo, don't let this stuff ever. You could never do no dirt when this internet is living like this. This AI is living like this. You can't because it
Okay.
will show you. Just imagine though, you went to church, trying to get baptized. All y'all said, y'all raise your hands, right? That's what he said. Y'all raise your hands. Y'all receive something from the Lord today. Yeah, I did.
Mm.
All y'all owe, all y'all owe God something right now. I gave you my time. I gave you my commitment. What do you mean? I gave you my whole spirit. Like I
Well, in that
repented from
case,
everything. So why
he
do
should
I
have
even
just
have to owe anything?
charged like a cover charge at the door, and then
Mm-hmm.
that way
Man, come
people know
on.
what they're getting themselves into,
Somebody
because that's
said,
illegal
"Hey,
to
the
lock the
people
doors.
people on stage, they was VIP with the bottles." People said that, and I was like, "Man, that's crazy work, man.
He said,
That's
y'all put y'all
crazy work."
$20 away and give me 100. If you up here, it costs to be up here. Like, damn, bro, for real. Like,
Look,
man,
you got to watch the whole thing to really see it, right? Because it's out there. And I watched it, and I was just like, I was telling wifey, I was like, man, this is crazy work. Man, this is crazy work.
I wonder how many people quit. Probably
Honestly,
not.
they probably quit now because they was ashamed. But I think a lot of people was so into it, they probably didn't even have to nothing to eat, for a couple of days until they got paid on Wednesday or Friday. You know,
I bet.
like
I
they
bet
probably
they didn't
did,
quit.
man.
People didn't quit because, like, when you belong to a church, it's like that's your community, your congregation, your way of life. At least
Nah, I
on
don't
Sundays.
understand that though.
that
I don't
shit like that
understand it.
it's like that multi-level marketing shit. They sell you these hopes and dreams. You go
Yeah,
in, they give you this good speech, and if you want to make money with us, you gotta
come
pay
on,
up
man.
100 up front, and then you gotta pay this monthly. Like, hold on, bro, I came to make money, not spend money. What's
Come
going
on, man. Come
on?
on.
I came in here to hear the word of God, not be broke. Shit.
Look, and if God put on your heart, right, a chill forgiver, then what's up? You did.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
that's how it
sometimes,
should be.
like, look, for that same story in the Bible, and I can't even quote it right now, but I used to quote it all the time. She only had into our USDs 2 pennies, right? That's all she had. And Jesus appreciated her more than everybody that gave all the riches and gold that they could afford, but they didn't sacrifice, right?
Hmm.
So I'm just thinking about the gratitude of it all and really the cheerfulness of the heart when it's given. You cannot force nobody to do nothing. And I'm telling you, anybody that's a pastor, if I ever go to your church and you close the doors, I'm telling you, it's not gonna work that way.
No.
Hell no, he closed the doors on me. Talk about lock the doors. As soon as he said that, I would have been at the door, like, oh, try to lock me in this bitch
Yep.
to see what happened. You gonna feel the
Hmm.
right hand of
It's
God. You
not
gonna see
gonna work
Michael.
that way.
I'm
Yo,
gonna channel Michael on your ass. That's what's gonna happen. You lock me in
look, it's not gonna
there.
work the way you think, man. You're gonna be asking for GoFundMe's. You hear me?
People are probably
T-shirts
looking at
will be
themselves.
made.
I guarantee you they were looking around like, are you gonna give? Who's gonna give? Is
No,
this
they
really
kept
happening right
asking the
now?
same people, man. The people that really came to the house of God because they wanted some rejuvenation. They wanted to see God. Everybody ain't got bread. Everybody ain't got nothing really for real these days. You got, gas, man, everybody got bills. And I was thinking like in 2024, I was like, yo, we was all going through it in 2024 still, you know?
Yeah.
Like 2025 became its own monster. 2024, we was getting prepped for that monster because stuff was still going crazy. So I'm like, yo, and then where the church is and everything, I'm like, come on, man. Like, it's in a crazy area, like the average living and all this stuff. I was just like, man, like this ain't cool,
How big is
man.
that church?
He
Did
said
he
it was
say
a
how many?
thousand
It's not.
people in there. Shit.
1,000?
It's
No, he said a
It's
over.
probably
thousand
bigger than that.
online.
It's a semi mega church right now. Yeah, and all the broke people sit up front.
What's semi? Like 10,000, 20,000?
Honestly, I can't even give you the number without being, truthful with you. But I understood when I did my research, it was over 5,000. Yeah. I'm
5,000.
not saying
Yeah.
5,000 was in the church that day, but it was over
Hmm.
5,000. And y'all can keep me honest, do your Googles, But when I did my own due diligence, I was like, dang, man. So you making everybody feel that type of way. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. So I'm not even trying to call that thing out because I know it happens all the time. But my thing is when we talk about giving and cheerful giving, right? This is the topic. Just think about this stuff. I'm not even calling the church out. I mean, a lot of people do it. I mean, in different religions and all this stuff. But what are you asking of people outside of their true commitment to the source, right? What are you asking? You
Churches
want
get
people to be
money,
better
right, from the
people. When you
government.
see that, it don't even want you to be in the church, or it don't want you to be in religion, or it don't even want. And I'm cool with like not being in religion, but you have to find the source for yourself, though, and you have to get into a community that understands the source too with you, right? Because that's just the truth of it all. We all came from one thing. I don't care how you got to find it. We all came from one thing, right? And with that, man, you know how pissed off I would have been if somebody challenged me on that.
Somebody
Man,
should have
even if I
challenged him to
had it,
give
I
up his
still wouldn't have
watch.
gave it. Even if I had it,
Yeah, I wouldn't
and I
either.
don't.
Not like that.
You're not about to press me. You did
Not by
like
force.
nah. And you trying to
So
close some
they don't
doors? Come on,
they don't
man.
get money from the government, but they get tax breaks, and they can apply for government grants
No, but
for
Okay,
like
yeah,
they
social
can
exactly. I
apply
was
for
about
programs.
to say the
grants.
grants. The
Yeah, for
grants
like
is
social
everything.
program.
And this
Yeah.
man, if you watch the full video, I encourage y'all to watch it because this is an example. Even though you think nobody thinking about it, almost what a year later, like this happened in November, I believe, of last year. Even almost like from November to now, like
November, that's like holiday time. People
yeah,
are
come
like,
on, man. People
mm,
are already going broke, and people ain't got credit like that, like they used to. They ain't putting nothing on credit cards. They put it on Cash App cards and everything else. And I don't got no dig on that. I'm just saying, like, people really got different financial situations. You know, why would you put that pressure on them and saying, really, you saying you ain't gonna be saved if you don't give this 1999? Like, come on, man. Like, we're
that
not
was a
doing
black
that.
church, right? That was a black church, so
Yeah, it's a black church, but they
probably
do it everywhere.
majority.
Yeah. Well, actually, the most of the sponsors in that church, that black church, aren't black. Yeah, they're not black.
Mm,
Mm.
what are they, white?
Let's see.
Yeah, there are a few different cultures. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
know this like my whole financial dynamics changed. Having two kids and uh, owning a house. Damn furnace go out, rated, hot water tank, boy. We don't even know. Like shit changed so quick for people, man. And I'm still blessed, bro. I don't have to want or need for anything. You
Yeah.
know, I'm still blessed. It's just shit got tight. Shit be tight, but
Well,
we don't go without.
That's a
like I
fact.
told you, the Mormon church, like they expect people to tithe, and the people who do tithe, they do get the benefits of the church, and they'll help you. They'll help you fix your water heater if you need it. Like they'll actually help you.
I was about to say, what's the benefits of the church?
Yeah, like if you lost your job, they will supplement you a check. They'll give you a check every month, and then they have their own stores where they have food. You can go to the get food. You shop at their stores.
Oh, so they using the money then as a resource. So when you do fall on hard times, you can actually pull from the resource, right?
Yeah, if you get sick and
That's the
you can't
community.
work, or yeah, they
Yeah.
come to your house. They'll bring you food. Like they'll cook you food. Like
Like,
yeah, they'll check
like,
up on you.
people bash Islam, but a lot of Islam is like that. They got their own banking system, bro.
Yeah. And my
Like
thing
there is,
is, why you gotta commit to a certain religion though to
but
Yeah,
enjoy
that's
it's
the
more
only
as a
like
thing.
community, right?
it's more like a community. Like the
Well,
Mormons, like I
community can
put
be
them on the,
community, right? Like that's just what it
but
is.
that's just their way of life. That's like I put the Mormons on the level of Islam. Like that's
Yeah.
just their way of life, and they take care of their people. So that's more like a way of life versus an actual religion, where you come in together, but once the church doors closed and everybody out for themselves again, it ain't used to be like that. It
Yeah.
used to be, you know what I'm saying? It just evolved. And I'm
I
not
thought the
even gonna
church was for
like,
people that need it, right? I thought religion
it,
truly was for those, right, that needed really help, right? Because when I'm gonna use the church as an example. I mean, how many people every single Sunday you gonna save if all the people are already saved every Sunday? How many people you gonna baptize? What are we actually talking about? How many times we gonna talk about repenting? How many times are we gonna shame things of a human nature? How many times are we gonna guilt trip people into giving? Right? And I understand the Bible. I get it. Trust me. Actually, you know what? If anybody can even tell me anything, like I would love that because I'm still open to learning for different religions. But my thing, what I found was love doesn't cost because if love really costs,
we all
we
be broke.
all would not be like able to afford it. Period. We
We all
all
be
are
broke, bro.
unworthy of true love. We all fell short of the side of glory to whoever religion that you praise or anything. We all was born in sin, and that's what it all comes to, right? So
I don't
we would
accept
never
that.
be able to afford it. So why are we charging for it?
I,
Why?
I that's one thing when people say, bro, I never accept it. Like even my kids, I look at them like, fuck that, they ain't born in sin. Now I don't believe it. I understand the concept, but I don't rock with it.
Oh
That ain't
yeah.
for me.
Oh, I said, well,
So,
if we're all born of sin,
yeah,
then that
that's
means that we already
indoctrination.
had a debt to pay, right? Cool.
Exactly, and that's the
But
whole point.
yeah, that's something. I mean, I'm speaking, on the live, so
Yeah,
I'm just saying
no,
what
I
everybody
get
already
you.
know. Right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
No, I get you. I
yeah,
mean, like you said, it's the indoctrination, and I don't think it was always like that because I remember when my grandfather was alive, he did the same thing like what Commander was saying with his church. Every Sunday and every Wednesday he cooked the pastor, the bishop. He was a bishop. He cooked for the congregation. If people needed clothes, he gave
yeah.
them clothes. He collected clothes. He went into the Salvation Army wherever he can get clothes from.
That's a
When
fact.
people donated, he always gave back. So I grew up under that tutelage, right? So when he
And I
died,
think
it's
that's a
like I
human
couldn't
too.
find nothing like
Actually,
that. Yeah,
I mean, you
that's
should
how we
do
supposed
that
to be, bro.
anyway, though, right? You should do that anyway. Period. Like you should find a way to figure that out anyway, right? Regardless of what you have, you should figure
Oh,
that
bro.
out anyway. Because what I've learned is, regardless of when I didn't have anything, and I still ain't got nothing. I mean, I'm speaking that yeah, I still ain't got nothing, but I'm just saying, like, I still always gave in a way that I didn't expect to receive anything. I was paying it forward. And this is what I learned that from the church of the family that I was raised by and the church of the people in my community I was raised by. They didn't have much. And they still didn't have much. But one thing they grew into was how much they had. And one thing they showed me was how much, man, it doesn't take a lot to be kind. That's gratitude. That's
That's what I was
paying it
gonna
forward.
say.
It
Because
doesn't
giving
take a
isn't
lot to
always
like,
necessarily like
yeah.
monetarily.
Yeah, it's not money. It doesn't take a
Hmm.
lot to say, "Excuse me, ma'am. No, you can go first." Oh yeah, they was racing you to the line at the grocery store. No,
Yeah.
go ahead, man. It doesn't take a lot to be like, "No, it's all good." And then you have a whole conversation with this person. I literally had several of those, right? And they looking at me because they don't know who I am, and I don't want them to know, but they understood my character, and I'm just like, that's cool, and you pay that forward, and next thing you know, your nieces, nephews, your friends, everybody kind of get this character about it. We need more good people. We don't need more people that's trying to scam. We
Yup.
don't need. I can't even call it scamming because I'm not even trying to diminish. Maybe they had a certain goal in mind and whatever.
It's
And
called
I know a lot of
grifting.
religions, do that,
Mhm.
but We need a lot of. We need way more. We need at least all the stuff you see. I know there's a lot of good people. I met them, right? But I know it's even more good people. If I can go to Thailand literally a month before the earthquake and see how many good people was there, the shockwave. They didn't get the earthquake. They got the shockwave. I was there a month ago before it happened. I didn't plan that stuff at all. Like that was based on what I was doing in my life, right? And I thought that was crazy because I was like, they could have really changed it and made it a month later, and I would have been stuck over there right now. But instead, I had a beautiful experience, and I got to experience the real people in Thailand, like Bangkok. I got to experience the real people in, Tokyo and a few other places, and I was just like, hey, this is really what this is about. Like, you don't have to agree with because they were like, at first they had a perception, oh, you American. I'm like, man, like, cut it out, man. What's up? You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, sir, how you doing? Hey, ma'am, how are you? Like just treating people with just genuine respect. And it went a long way. You don't have to be a part of religion to know love. You don't have to do none of that stuff to be human, right? And that stuff go a long way in different areas in this world. That's all I'm saying. Like it don't it don't cost you nothing to be kind. Period. The only thing it costs you is to let go of your own things that you hold on to when people treat you wrong or how you treat yourself. That's all. And when I went over there, I had no problems. I never had any problems. Actually, Thailand, like I told them, I was like, you guys, like, I was in Bangkok, literally.
Bangkok
Bangkok.
was probably nicer than Tokyo.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie. Tokyo was fly. Tokyo was fly.
Tokyo fly, but I
Tokyo was
like
super
Bangkok
fly.
is
Like,
yeah.
But
Bangkok,
people are
though,
more serious. Like it seems like I've seen people be
Bangkok
more
was really
serious in
like
Tokyo.
they fly, but they was boots on the ground too, right? Like, and that's what I loved about them. Like, they took care of their own for real. They really took care of their own. You know, and I was like, man, we in the richest country, so to speak. We don't even, man.
Their food is better. Like they have a lot of things that are so much better than America.
Look,
Then
I
then
had
there's things
so
that are bad
many
obviously.
exotic fruits. I'm like, this can't be exotic, right? It was so many things that I like enjoyed
There's so many
there.
options.
Yeah, it wasn't even. Yeah, you're right. Options, right? But it was like ARD, try this. ARD, try this. Hey, ARD, come over here with me on this. Hey, and when you moving around and stuff, and you got the locals really like gravitating to you, and they're like, and they don't know who I am, right? I mean, I don't even know who I am, right? Let's say that, but they don't know what I'm there for. They don't know what I'm doing. They don't know anything, right? Allegedly, but they're just like ARD this and that because you would think, oh yeah, I'm in Bangkok, Thailand, trying to be, and I'm not knocking anything on some passport stuff, right, or something like
Nah.
that. But I
Yeah, because
wasn't
sometimes
like
they
they
look
didn't
at you
know who I
sideways.
was.
Like, what are you here for?
Yeah, they didn't know none of
LeBron
that.
James. They was
But
calling
You
you
here
Fuji,
for our
LeBron.
oh yeah,
women?
I mean, when I was in China, they
Mhm.
called me LeBron James. I was in a small rural area of China, and they called me LeBron James. I was like, man, I wish,
That's funny.
but they haven't seen somebody like me before, right? That looked like me and all that. And then they realized who I was a little bit, and I was like, for sure, hey man, I'm just a regular guy with a regular job, and I'm here to do my job, and help you guys.
Did you hear the
And
Tokyo rap? Did you hear the Tokyo rap?
the
People
Tokyo
rapping?
rap, nah.
No?
I heard about the Tokyo rap. I didn't have time to listen to it.
Yeah, I like it.
Fair. You want
What do you mean, like
like
the
send it
rapping
to me
style?
offline. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
like they're
connect because I want to
rapping.
hear it. Yeah, but
I don't know. I want to
my
hear it
thing
now.
was
This we can go through it now. Tokyo.
All right, but my thing was, long story short, gratitude is gratitude, and real love. I don't care who you love. If you love your like, not even loving yourself. If you treat people well, you can really move around in this whole world. Like, let alone if there's any life anywhere else, I'm pretty sure like they gonna respect like love. I don't think you can be a creature on this earth without understanding love, like genuine love. And if you give that, I'm pretty sure you
Yeah,
know
and
you
respect
gonna
people's
get that back.
cultures.
Yeah. And before you disrespect or call anything out, just embrace it and be quiet. You know, people will tell you what it is. Just be quiet, man. You don't have to say anything. You know, just be quiet. Allow them to be who they are, just like we allow. You know, they allow us when they come over here to be who we are. Right? Like it's equal. But that's true respect of a human being, and I think that that's honestly the core of love. What y'all think?
I agree.
I don't see. I don't. So is it like the rapping style of people from Tokyo, or
Yeah, you going on YouTube? Just look up
I'm?
Tokyo rap or Tokyo street rapper.
Oh, I thought you was about to hit me with some like Gangnam style or something like that. You know,
Tokyo
is that
street
what it
rapper.
is? Or they rapping like Lil Baby and Young Thug? What they talking about?
Yeah,
Oh my bad.
let's see if he finds one. I'm sure there has to be one.
Yeah, yeah, play it. Yeah, I would love it. And I don't know what y'all think in the chat too, because I think this is solid. But like,
But I don't know. Will you get a copyright?
oh, but I really want to keep it on gratitude because that's what I came up here for. I mean, you got people that give, and I'm gonna just say this last point before, you know.
I don't know if this is it.
Oh, you can't barely hear that one.
I can really hear that. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, you know, hey, black culture is very universal, but they got their own thing when they did it too.
I wonder how that, like,
He said a shoot off.
but I wonder, like, because, like, when you think of places like, the East, like China and Tokyo, they have a rich culture. So
That's a fact.
when when they see something outside their culture integrated into their culture, I wonder, like, what kind of impact that has.
Man,
Well, it's
I'm not
definitely
even
the
going to
use.
get into that right now, but I know. Oh, go ahead, come in. My bad.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
I
I didn't
was
have
gonna
more to
say.
say.
Oh, go ahead. See, got you.
No, I didn't have more to say.
Yeah, I just be wondering because, like
Yeah,
when you think of like rap, or when you think like a lot of,
yeah. I mean, the culture of America, of course, we already know what our export is. Like, you know,
and that's what I'm like.
yeah, we know
'Cause
what our
if I
export is. You know, do I gotta
like,
say
nah,
it?
but I'm
Well,
just
even
saying,
like the
like,
Mexican music. Did you know that in Japan, a lot of them they sing and they like the Mexican music? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I
man, bro,
learned.
that cartel music be hitting, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's
I ain't
like,
even seen the full joint, but I seen a couple of
bro,
things. I was like, "Yo,
hold
hold
on,
on, y'all
man. Let me
got it."
see,
Hey, you
bro. It
can't say
be
that C word, that car word either, unless you did, you know. It's getting weird. It's getting tricky.
I don't even know if I can play this, bro.
No,
Yeah, I
but that
don't
was
think I can
actually
play this.
solid. Because when I was in the Philippines, one thing I realized was the Philippines has their own culture. I love it. You know, um,
Karaoke.
come on now. Everybody say karaoke when you go to that part,
Yeah, I don't think
Southeast
this got
Asia.
copyright.
Everybody say karaoke, right? But nah, they really got it. And man, even when I was in, oh my God, like I got so many stories. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Um, well, we realize like it's humankind. It's crazy.
Bro,
Well, I don't
you
know.
know
I don't
what?
know if they like the cartel music, but I know like the older folks, they listen to the older Mexican
Oh, they
music and
played. They had
even
that Kendrick going
mariachi.
crazy. The Kendrick beat.
Yeah, they
I
do
just
that
wanted.
too.
Oh, hey, yeah. So they hit it with. Was that the one I heard? Or did I hear something different?
I don't know, but they do sing Kendrick
Yeah.
Hey, bro,
in
look,
Japan.
I'm gonna play a little bit of this, man. This is what, like, my wife, you know, she Middle Eastern, so I be rocking out with a lot of Middle Eastern music, bro. And they be grooving over there, bro. This song, when she was pregnant, I kept playing this song because you know we call my son DD. Like I be in the car jamming with her, bro.
Oh, I saw you one time you posted that.
Watch how this shit break down. They be getting him, bro. I just have to cut it out.
Ooh, yeah. That's fire already.
DD, DD, DD. Like her mom, bro. Her mom wrote this whole song down for
I thought I heard Nicki Minaj.
her. Hey, bro, this should be slapping, bro. That should be slapping, man.
I'm not even gonna lie. That give me so many different vibes. It's
Bro,
crazy.
that should be
Yeah,
slapping.
it's crazy. Actually, I'm gonna need that joint. You gonna have to send that to me on the DM. Yeah.
Bro, they got so much good music. Like I love going to the wedding. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I don't got Facebook on here.
Ain't
I want
nobody
to
Hey,
really
like,
that's
perfect the 808 though.
bro.
Like like we did commercially though.
Bro, I'm
Ain't
telling.
nobody perfect the 808 like we did, and then that
Let me
just
see if
took over.
do I got Facebook on here. I want to show y'all a portion of my wedding. Well, at least like, bro, is we had like I don't got Facebook on my laptop.
one
I,
of the things that transcends, right? Music, gratitude,
mm-hmm.
respect, that transcends all
Oh
cultures.
yeah, especially music.
Bro,
Oh
bro,
yeah,
I'm a upload it.
yeah.
But
You're right, Commando.
bro, when we was coming in, like we had like the drummers, and they got a tradition like when how you enter the reception. Bro, they was like with my black family, bro. When they caught the beat, bro, we start fucking clowning, bro. They was doing this little shoulder dance feet. My aunties and uncles, they watched them for a minute. Man, they took that shit and put some soul to it, bro. We was in that bitch clowning. Our
Where'd you
That's
have
a
your wedding? Here
fact
in the
though.
States?
yeah. We
Yeah,
had it at
Yeah,
a golf course. Yeah, it
nice.
was like a country club golf
that's
course.
what's up.
But that shit was slapping, bro. That shit, like when my family heard the music, they like, oh, we can get jiggy to this, bro. We start clowning. It's like, let me show
Yeah,
you how to put some soul into this. We dipping and
nah, that's real.
it was like, oh, we like these. That's what because like it was crazy because up until that point, it was like you know a lot of Middle Easterns and a lot of black people,
It's
so they
like they
like in
side,
their
your
own
side
lane.
type of stuff, right?
Yeah, and but
Yeah,
after that, bro, after
yeah,
the entrance to the reception, I mean, it's the ceremony. You know, you got her side,
yeah,
his side, but it was like wasn't nobody really mingling. But after that,
yeah.
man, everybody start
When
mingling.
you broke the mold, yeah,
Yeah, that shit was hype.
yeah. Yeah, and that was the same thing at my wedding too, right? Because I had a lot of people from different cultures. I mean, I'm talking about India, of course, America heavy from a lot of different states. People from man, Africa, Trinidad, like real people, right? And a lot of people already had the rhythm, but I was like, let's go ahead and do something real. I was like, yo, and I was talking to the DJ. I was like, yo, can we do something real quick? I was like, yo, I really just want to mess it up for everybody. And little ARD was, I was like, I just want to really mess it up for everybody. And he knew what I meant, and he just did something crazy. And I was like, man, have you ever produced that joint when you did the mix? He was like, nah, I just knew what you wanted. I was like, bad. I was like, yo, we got to keep that. I got the recording. I was like, yo, we got to keep that. And I was like, yo, I think that's going to bring so many coaches together. Because everybody flooded the floor and everything. And we was at the top of the highest building in San Francisco that you can ever get outside to have a balcony on. And I was just like, this is what I'm talking about right now. Like, ain't nobody even worrying how high we up. Everybody just having fun. I'm talking about 80-year-olds all the way down to 6-year-olds. We all having fun. Like, this is what I'm talking about right here.
That's a beautiful
And
thing.
little ARD was like doing their thing and all that. And I was just like, man, y'all don't even know. Like, they a genius. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, this is what we're talking about. Because literally everything that they played came from some point of me, right? And I was just like, thank you. Like, how he even blended it was crazy. So, man, I love to hear that because sometimes you got to just open it up to everybody and get creative so you understand that you're on the same playing field. Because at the end of the day, if we a family, man, we riding for one cause, man, to protect the family at all costs, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So, like, what are we doing? So we gotta learn. We gotta learn that even though we have different cultural differences, one thing that brings us together not only is love, but we can get a commonality about what music, right? And that can
Music,
be the conduit.
food brings people together.
I love the food part too. I ain't even gonna lie. Look, you know how they do the pop the balloon? We did the tastings, right? The real tastings from all the cultures that my wife and I were from. And I was like, yeah, like, and people that were in our wedding, I was like, yeah, we're gonna see. I was like, y'all like this? And one thing I really cut them up, I was like, yeah, samosas and samosas are the same thing. It depends on what you think about it, right? It's cut the same way, right? Depending on the spices, and they are the same thing, honestly. But I was like, man, like you guys don't even know the half, right? So we over here doing the tasting and stuff for everybody. And I'm like, ARD, this is cold, man. We get a little life of everything, right? I was like, yeah, but I was like, actually, my guy from literally Goa and Bangalore and you know my family from there and all this stuff. I was like, we're bringing cultures from this that really you got to be able to sleep at they mama house, to really know how they coming over, Indian people, and I love them all day. I say Indian people because I'm really from there, but um, um, they didn't like me because at first, well, they loved me, but they never really messed with me as a culture because they thought I was just another Black American that they seen on VH1 with Flavor Flav, right? Until they realized that they sons and stuff was at school with me, and that the guy who they was talking about ARD was actually me, looking like me, being
Nice.
like me, everything. They didn't even know the real story, right? They didn't know who I was, right? It was funny because they kept on. Everybody kept bragging. This is a quick little story that I don't really want to share, but I'm telling you about the gratitude of it all. Um, they didn't. They told everybody, not to mess with Black Americans, right? I only know that because my brothers, that came from this stuff, like, came over here to the US. They told me this in my face. And I'm just like, for real? I was like, isn't that
Mhm.
crazy? Because out of all y'all in this program, I'm not only American, I'm the only American, but I look like me. So what's up? I was like, have I ever scammed y'all? Have I ever did anything that I was like, if anything, y'all still owe me money. And then their parents came and everything, and this one became a family. I was like, yo, okay, you know. And the mom invited me back to, back over there and allowed me to stay at her house and everything and all this stuff. And it was crazy, right? Because they never seen nothing like this before. And I thought that was pretty dope.
Well, then
That's
you
one
changed their
small story.
perspective.
Yeah, that was one small
Yeah.
story. And I was like, I'm the reason why you got, your kids actually graduated, right? They was looking at my exam. I'm literally the reason why they graduated. But it's all good because when I seen like the guys told me, it was like, man, all we had was Flavor of Love, VH1. That's what we knew about Black Americans. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I was like,
But
yo, that's
that's how.
crazy. We don't even watch that stuff.
Yeah. But that's how it be, bro. Because like even in my wife culture, they've been here for years, but their experience not only on TV but just being in the hood, they had mixed feelings. But then when they met my family, they like, damn, like this dude, mama, is fucking amazing. His dad. Then they meet my sister, doctor. They meet my other family. Like, damn, your
That's a
uncle
fact.
Lord. Like, yeah, like,
Because you don't
Yeah.
know until you know.
like when
Yeah.
I
You don't
took
know
him
My
to
until you
thing
my.
is like, give
experience.
me what you got, right? Give me what you got. And I at least you got it off your chest. I'm gonna show you different, of course. And I'm not even trying to show you different. I just live different. Like I move different, you know.
And then
But
the
you hate
like
the fact that it's like, dang, man, why everybody think like everybody still watching VH1 for real? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. I know y'all ain't that stupid.
But that's what they got access to. People only,
Yeah.
yeah, they only
Oh,
aware of
and now
what
we got
they.
YouTube and everything. Like, come on, man.
But even
Writers for
that,
life.
Well, yeah,
but
that's
even
probably
that,
even worse because you don't know
yeah,
what's true. Yeah.
it's all being filtered a certain way. Like even like when people like really sit down and talk to me, they be like, "Damn, bro, you on some?" I'd be like, "Bro, I've been around the world. I practice with different, So no, everybody different, bro. Like you get an example, you watch a movie or something, and that's what you think until you experience. That's why I tell people, experience
That's a
is the
fact.
best
I
teacher in
remember when
life,
I
bro.
put this is funny, man. I put my guys on, from over there. I put them on I put them on Friday, right? I put them on Friday and I put them on what was it? I put them on a couple of movies, right? I was like, look, like these are movies, right? Do I move like that? I said I'm inspired by these. These are my favorite movies. Like, oh, what was it? Something about like White Castle because we didn't have no White Castles and stuff, right? They didn't even know what
Mhm.
it was, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. But one thing that I told, my mom, I was like, yo, my Indian people, I was just like, I got a name for her. She, it's all respect, but I'm not gonna say it. But I was like, hey, like they came here trying to look for Four Loco. I was like, I never drank a Four Loco, and I never have. I was like,
I've
why
never
they
had
know
one of
about
those
Four
shits
Loco?
neither, bro.
And they was like, yo, like, oh yeah, we seen it on YouTube. And I was like, man, I'll never let you drink a Four Loco in my face. Like, nah,
I,
bro. You
I've
can
never
never drink
drank
a
a
Four
full.
Loco. And they knew about Four
I,
Loco before I even had one. They was like, where can we get Four Loco from? I'm like, yo, what you mean Four Loco? Nah. We're gonna drink some of the finest things and y'all gonna have fun, but we're not doing none of that stuff. I was like, Four Loco? Nah, bro, we ain't doing that. But
What
they
is
knew
Four
about the
Locos?
stuff before I even like.
Is that a
I
beer?
don't know what
Nah,
it's some type of
that's like a
like
malt.
liquor.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like some type of beer
it's
liquor
like
some
a
shit. I've
malt, like
never
a
had one.
beer type of joint. Like, get you crazy.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah, I've
like,
seen it.
being in college with him, I'm just like, bro, like this not even how we move over here. Like for real.
No,
I was like, you want
that
to do
name
that? Hang
sounds
out with
crazy.
like, you too late for the fraternities. Yeah, but I'm like, yo, you want to do that? Hang out over there, but we keep our stuff together over here. You know. So I'm showing you how to move for real over here. And get some respect. And that's what
Yeah.
everybody's mom and everything became my mom. And I sat down with them. I was at the weddings for 2 weeks over there. I was doing everything, man, because these are my people. And I'm just
That's like
like,
that.
man,
You
huh?
know what else I never had? Well, I tasted it. I took a sip of it, and then I'm like, man, this shit that still reserved. That what is it? 211. I drank
Oh,
that shit like this shit tastes like metal, bro. Like I'm good.
bro, I seen the
I can't
OGs
drink that
drinking
shit.
that later, and I was like, bro, I'm not like, what y'all doing, man? Like, what
Uh,
y'all doing, man? The still 11. It was like 7-Eleven or something, man.
uh, yeah, that's
Yeah, I
still
was like, bro, like,
reserved.
what y'all
That
doing? We
shit
might as
tastes
well drink water, bro. Like, we good.
water, man. That shit tastes like I was drinking metal, bro. I was like, hey, I took a
I
sip
don't
of
know
it. I'm
what
like, I
that
threw the
stuff
whole thing
is,
away.
man.
It's
It's
like, man,
kind of
you
like
throwing
that.
that
It's
away?
like that malt liquor type of stuff, man. And I'm just like, man, for real, we got shit to do today and tomorrow. We ain't got time for
Mm.
this. You hear me? Excuse me for cursing, but
Well, we
they
had
knew when I got on my properties. I'm like, yo, man, we got shit to do today and tomorrow. We ain't got
what's
time
his
for that.
name? Black Dynamite said Hennessy and grape soda. Was that
I
his
fuck
Hennessy
name?
and
Black
with
grape
Dynamite?
soda.
yeah, Benny
Yeah,
and
he's an
grape
old
soda. That's
head.
the Midwest thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
I
my
ain't
OGs
never had
used to
that though.
drink.
I ain't gonna lie.
That
And I'm
grape,
from the
that
Midwest for
Fago,
real.
that grape Fago, bro, with the Hennessy, bro. I'm telling you, that shit go down so smooth.
Nah, see, that's
The
what
old,
kill you though, man. He did.
that's what that's what the
My
OG. No,
thing,
it'll have you on the
look,
toilet now.
I
I
remember
ain't gonna lie
somebody
to
tried
you.
to put me on Mad Dog 2020s. I don't think y'all know about that. That's before y'all time. So
Oh
Mad
no, I
Dog
had mad dog.
2020s, and they had all the flavors, you know.
Yeah,
I never been on that. Actually, I was on that one time. I had a great one, a great Mad Dog 2020 with a black and mild. Man, I was down bad in college, right? I had to figure it out with the rest of my team. And we split the Mad Dog. This is a crazy story. We split it, right? Trying to pour everybody even cup. Cause we was waiting for our checks to kick in and all of our loans, and we knew we had to pay, what we had to pay. And I was just like, man, I'll never come back to this shit again.
no, that
I
wild
was like,
Irish
yo, I don't even
rose.
like drinking like that. So like, I was just like, for
Man,
me, I was just like, man, I'm good. We ain't
if
gonna
y'all
do what
ain't
I love. And what I call top ramen wasn't even Hennessy. I was already knowing about, I already had the taste of the best stuff. So I was just like, man, I ain't messing with this stuff, bro. Like, and y'all better not mess with it because it's gonna get you off your rocker. You hear me?
How
I,
many
I
girls you know
remember,
named Hennessy?
And
no,
I don't know who
None.
don't, except
I
mom.
don't. I
Mom
don't
don't
personally
mess
know
with it.
none.
She'll taste it a
But
little bit, but she don't even
you,
mess with
you
it.
know what was fucked up when I was younger? We had snuck me and my uncle snuck some of my step pops wild Irish rose. Man, we was fucked up. I'm like, I don't know what this
The
shit
four
was
Irish
like cough
rose.
syrup. No, the wild Irish rose.
Oh, the wild Irish. Oh, the four.
Man,
What was it? The four something. Yeah.
man, that
Nah,
shit,
that wild
boy.
Irish was crazy though. Man, I ain't never
Uh,
man, look, man. That's how I knew I wasn't a drinker because I was like, man, y'all
I
like
ain't
this
no
stuff?
drinker.
I was like, man, I ain't even messing with this. Cause it just made me want to throw up, man. And then like
Yeah,
I was just
I
like,
ain't got the
man, I'm
stomach
cool
for
over there. I can't hang with y'all, man. Y'all some killers.
it. I ain't never been no drinker. I always been a smoker. Like, bro, I can't get down with. Cause even when I
Tequila.
hold my when tequila, not Patron, I can drink Patron. Well,
Now
I don't drink too much
I'll
of it.
definitely be
I
the
love
person to
Patron.
like buy some like real top of the line stuff and just leave it to everybody. Like I'm like, all right, here we go. Like here y'all go, man. You feel me? I'll
But
take a little half a shot with you or whatever. But
if I
I'm
if I
just not like
chose to
that.
drink,
I like
if,
smoking cigars, and I don't like doing that all the time. But I like,
If
you
I
know, I even got pause a pipe cigar, like Elmer Fudd. I really do that shit for real, and I get it sourced from the right places. But I'm not
I
really,
get a
and I hit it
if
like
I get a
I hit a nice whiskey too, like a nice whiskey or a scotch. Yeah, man, I'll do that here and there. But I ain't never
well,
been no like drinker though, you know.
I think
And I
somebody,
ain't
hey, if you
judging
in the back,
nobody that
just give me
is
one
either,
second. I'm
man.
outside.
I'm
I'm
not
coming
judging
right in.
nobody. Yeah.
Okay, word. Is that what you were trying to
Yeah,
say?
You said what?
yeah. It's I think somebody popped up in the back. I just
Oh,
ain't at the computer right now. But
Yeah.
maybe it's
And my
somebody
Ryder.
bad,
jump up.
Commando. I just
Nah,
overtook this
ain't
stuff, and
ain't
I
nobody up there.
apologize for
It
y'all.
sounded like it.
Yeah.
No, it's
That
cool. We
wasn't my
just rapping,
intention.
but we just rapping. But
Yeah.
I don't drink.
yeah. But if I
Yeah.
do drink, I prefer like some Grand Marnier or some Cavassier XO. I fuck that.
Oh,
I'll be straight with those
okay,
two.
okay, okay,
Yeah, that's
okay.
why if I drink, that's or like if I'm chill, I drink some
Yeah.
Patron. But I like some. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with some Jim Beam. I fuck with some Jim Beam.
Yeah,
You
okay,
know what
okay.
I'm
You mess
saying?
with the
I
Jim
fuck.
Beam. Yeah. If you mess
Yeah, I
with
fuck
Jim
with some.
Beam, then you gonna mess with the stuff I mess with too, because
That red stag be hitting, bro.
oh, you mess with the red man, that red stag, man. You gonna
Bro,
be
I went
live.
with the. Hey, like my honeymoon, bro. We went like me and my. I love my
That
wife so
red
much,
stag
bro.
gonna leave you lag. Hey.
Bless you.
I was coughing.
Oh,
I get it. I
Yeah,
got all this
God bless
congestion in
her.
me. I gotta get this mucus
you
Nah,
out.
need some
hey,
Patron to
hey,
get that out of
when
your
we was in
system.
college, the red stag, we thought we was leveling up, right? And we try to hit it with some cherry coke. Man, I threw up every time.
You gotta hit it with that. You gotta put that cherry 7-Eleven. I mean the cherry 7 Up with that red
Yeah, oh,
stag,
the cherry 7 Up.
boy.
Bacardi with the Coke.
I ain't
Yeah,
mixed it with the white.
bro.
No.
You know what? Look, Commander, I was a brief when we was younger. We used to have these like hotel parties and shit. So what we'd do is before the party start, we'd smash a whole thing of Grey Goose and then take some Bacardi and pour it in there before the girls get there. They thinking
Oh,
they drinking
y'all
Grey Goose.
tripping.
And then
Grey
Yeah.
Goose.
yeah,
Y'all mixing it too? Oh,
the
man.
great no, it'll be gone. We'll sit there and get
They
fucked up
You
off
replaced
the
the
can't
Grey
hit
bourbon
the
and
Goose
Grey
with
you
Goose
can't hit the
and
Bacardi.
replace it
halo
with
with
Bacardi.
the whiskey.
Yeah.
But isn't it like
Like
totally different? Bacardi and Grey Goose?
they didn't know.
The vodka, excuse
You
me.
mix that shit, they don't know.
They
Like
don't
man,
know.
we was on some shit.
Isn't
We
it a
was
different
no, we
color?
And this is
mm-mm,
this
Or
is
no?
really
mm-mm.
the
Go
word
on, vodka.
It's
exclusive.
just the
I'm gonna
bottle,
tell
huh?
y'all one thing. The only
Mm-hmm.
thing that I always drink if I ever drink vodka, right? If I ever get a vodka drink, I ask, do they have a Malibu y'all? You know what a Malibu y'all is, right?
Is that
Mm-mm.
like a coconut Bacardi?
There we go. So now we talking, right? So that's goose, Malibu, and pineapple juice.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Malibu
Yeah, some
y'all.
pineapple juice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
And what's that
That's the
other shit
only
we used
time
to
I
drink?
ever mess with that stuff, man.
Yeah, what it was
OSHA's in
that
the chat. What up, OSHA?
It's a
Welcome.
OSHA, what
Malibu,
up,
yeah.
bro? What up,
Yeah.
OSHA?
He
Hey,
said we're up
ARD.
late. We're always up late,
ARD.
OSHA.
Hey,
Yes.
do me a favor. Somebody drop OSHA's channel. ARD, I want you to check out OSHA. She's a female life coach. OSHA, I gotta get with you. I want to do an interview with you on my channel. I think yeah, I want to
Oh, that would
introduce
be
her. I
dope.
mean, she a real dope content creator. I know she doing things on other platforms, but I think she just need a little assistance on YouTube. And you know how we do, bro. You know how we do. When we
ASAP.
see good content, good people, we want to support them. So
Of
definitely y'all get
course.
over there. And she more,
Hey, hey,
I don't really do the life
regardless.
coaching on here, but she do. Some of her discussions, but I think she has some dope discussions over there with us too. So I appreciate her coming through. Want to see her more. I know we be
Yeah.
late, she be late, but she a dope content creator. Y'all go check her out, man.
Was she trying to come up or no, that wasn't the person?
No, I don't think she trying to. I don't. I thought I heard the click. I don't know. Maybe I was tripping. I don't know.
All right. Nah, all right
Yeah,
then. I'll make sure we can follow up. You know,
Yeah, definitely
your
check her
people,
out.
definitely my people. But we vet everything like you do.
Yeah,
And
yeah, she
Commando
good
do.
people.
We make sure everything proper.
I be on my ninja until I get a feel of people, and I take a couple of her shows out, and then caught her live. It was genuine. She got a lot of good information too. I think we'll do some dope content because a lot of the stuff that she talk about, I'm gonna get back into it. Lately, I just been talking, just having conversations with people, but I'm getting back into the content. We're gonna get back into it. I want to do some shadow work. I
And
forgot where we stopped at. We did fear. I'm gonna go through. We're gonna do some more shadow work. I did two of them. It's
nice.
like two more I
Now
gotta
I
do.
see
Then I'm
you
gonna finish.
shadow join
I'm about to
one
do the.
too. Then
I'm about to do the chakras. I gotta next
I
week
seen the
sometime,
shadow
probably
and
towards
the
the end.
chakra. Yeah, the
Yeah,
root
I'm gonna do
chakra.
the throat
Yeah.
chakra. Yeah, we're gonna unlock the throat chakra. I'm gonna go through that. Um,
And this
somebody
is
else
something that I wanted
requested
to tell
some.
people too. I had to get mine's back, but when I actually, I'm giving y'all too much, but I mean, hey, we gotta get Big Commando and Big Word here. You know, I truly got a couple of my chakras right in line when I went to Thailand, and
Oh
there
yeah,
was a couple of reasons for that too. Even though I was there on business,
that's the part.
it wasn't like just regular business. Like Western business. It was something different. That I had to go ahead and seek out, and I got my words back. That's what I like to say when it comes to what I came back with. And I thank God for that. I really do. And
You,
that chakra work, man. Sometimes you gotta get out of
it's
your own
crazy.
element, and you really gotta get out there to some foreign. It can be in the States. You ain't gotta do what I did or spend the money. Like you just gotta get out of your own element. Excuse me. And
You
really,
got to go to a practitioner, someone who actually practices. That's what I like with a lot of these things, like a lot of these spiritual aspects. People just read books and they never really truly practice. They try it on their own, but a lot like even when I go, I've been doing spirit. I'm 40 years old, bro. I've been doing spiritual walk ever since I was 17, 18.
you say you 30
I
years
say
old,
18, 40. I'm 40.
man. You
I'll be
ain't 40,
41.
bro. Cut it out,
Yeah, I'll be 41 next month.
man. Cut it out, man.
But,
That's
bro,
like
I
that's like
didn't think I was
Commando
gonna be here,
saying
man.
like she like 35 or something. Like, come on,
Ain't gonna
bro.
tell you.
30. Like,
Ain't
come
gonna.
on, man. We know
No,
she
I'm
ain't even
40,
no
bro.
30. Like,
No, I'm 40, bro. Look, bro. I done told people my birthday and everything. I don't be playing.
all right.
I doxed myself on it, bro. It's my birthday, bro.
In this life, man, I just turned 25. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Well, actually, I just lied to you. That's my first lie. And I only lie. I'm a little older than that, I think, in this life. But hey, look, them throat chakras for real. Like, it's not even
I'm
about
back.
like the whole essence. Would you say?
Oh, I'm back.
Switch my
Okay.
mic back. I'm back
Oh,
in
you
the
had
mic.
to be back when I said you was what 25? Because you been claiming that you was wiser than that. I was like, man, she gotta be what 25.
Commander never divulged her age. She never.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear anything.
She's
I
speaking.
got dropped
Hey,
out
she's
because I
speaking
went
from the
to drop
fountain of
Ocean's
youth,
link.
man.
Yeah,
And I
she ain't gonna
appreciate
divulge
it.
her. But like
Never,
you were
never.
saying, you like with these spiritual practices, you have to really go to a practitioner to understand and to be guided
Man, I
within the
wanted people to
practices.
see what I did because somebody told me to do a video about it, and I was just like, man, yeah, right. I was just
It's
like,
hard to
I'm
explain,
not
bro.
about to do that.
Bro, when I be trying to explain like spirituality or metaphysics to people who don't even practice, it's like talking to a wall, bro. Well, you have no proof that the proof is in the pudding, bro. Like what? Like man. Anybody who knew me
If I never
to
told
say
y'all I
15,
did this
20 years
shit, y'all
ago,
thought that, excuse me, if I never told y'all I never practiced this stuff, y'all probably wouldn't even know that I did it, right? Y'all just think I'm a genuine person. I am a genuine person. But also, when this world feeds you a lot of stuff, you got to know what to do to expel it, right? And then also to replenish yourself at all times. And I'm telling you, like, you gotta know yourself, and you gotta know where to go for the source. And
But but
there's a lot of
15.
stuff in the U.S. that can get you there, but man, sometimes traveling outside of the U.S. maybe help. But I won't ever encourage that. I'm not giving y'all no advice.
But like, if people who knew me about 15, 20 years ago, they'd tell you I did I'm not going. A 360 is just a complete circle. So I did a 180. I changed course. You know, I'm literally opposite of the way I used to be. Like even controlling my emotions. That's why when people say emotional intelligence isn't real, I'm like, I know it's real because I practiced it. Not only do I practice it, I teach it now. And I do it in a way you can actually apply it. You know, I take out the woo woo and we put it in a practical way. I even give you tools to better assist you in the practices. So
Right?
that's what you get when you deal with somebody who actually practice things versus someone who just read a book and had a knowledge. The wisdom is applied knowledge over time. So
That's a fact.
that's why I look for people who have wisdom,
You get
and you can
wisdom
always tell.
because
You can tell a person will show you before they will tell you something. You will see it in them, and then it'll explain what it is versus somebody just telling you. That's how you determine if a person has wisdom or knowledge. Person always just trying to tell you something, then they just know it. If they don't show you, and if they don't personify the lesson they're trying to teach you, then they just know it. And that, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I'm telling you is a difference between a practitioner and a knower.
It's even better when they know it.
It was even better when they practice it, you know,
Yeah.
like when they can show you, like, okay, this is how you.
well, they
That's like
show
you
you
going to
before they
learn.
tell you, right? Because it's
Yeah,
already
like you
seen.
see it in them. You see it the way they are as a part of life. Is what they do. Like even like far as like emotional intelligence, like you will see it in me before I tell you what it is. And then when I tell you, you'll understand what you've seen. Like, oh, that's what he was doing. That's where he was at. He was doing that. You know, like when I talk about emotional regulation, you know, there's a difference between being aware of the emotion and being able to regulate it, meaning to not allow the emotion to overtake you. And then you get to a point where you're expressing. So, how do I show emotional regulation? Walking away.
Oh yeah, letting it be what it be. It's
Yeah. I
cool.
mean, you're
You know.
showing that the emotion didn't control you. You
Yeah.
didn't become capricious because you felt some type of way. You actually took a step back and was able to understand the emotion and not allow the emotion to take control of you.
Not feed
Hell
into it.
Yeah. So that's when you see people do that, like they just look and walk away. Oh, they regulating, and that's how they're regulating the emotion. That's how they're not allowing the emotion to take control of them,
You
but
know,
they're
I had
taking control of the
somebody
emotion.
actually, and I was talking about this, right? They go back to gratitude, to be honest, like the whole state where we were for this. Somebody was like, I was on a live chat, with one of my good people that I really respect, and they were just like, can you show your wife and all this and all that? Because, this guy is talking reckless and all this. But he ain't showing his wife. You gonna show your wife ARD? I'm like, for what? I'm like, look, I don't need to show my wife. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. I was like, have I ever gave you a reason to actually think that I'm not really who I am? Yeah, you don't know how much I make a year. You don't know what I do for a living when I was working and all this stuff. I get it. But I was like, yo, have I ever gave you advice that, I would have to back up? I've always showed you before I can do anything and tell you anything. I've always showed you. And you can take that how you want to take it, but I don't need to show my wife because I never said anything about how my wife and I interact, period. Certain things are reserved offline. Everything ain't gonna be online. And I'm like, who do I look like to prove to you?
That
I mean,
part.
come on, bro. I can't even accept super chat. So people ain't even invested really in my channel. And look, man, my videos that I only had two. My first live and then my short. And my short, which is pretty funny to me. It is. That's why I did it. But it was one of those things. It's like, come on, man. You can
People
tell
on
by
here
the
will
people
ask you
that I
for
bring to
for
the
proof of
table.
everything.
Huh?
Like I've seen people show their medical records, their like degrees, like things they don't need to be showing. They don't need to
Come
prove
on,
to
man.
anybody.
You already know it, Commando. Like,
Like
come
why
on.
are
You
they
can't
doing
take
that?
me
Don't do
out of the
that.
streets for real. But it was just like, man, oh, okay. You one of those. All right, but because I never gave you no advice that it's either you already seen it or I would never speak on something that I didn't know for real. Right? I mean, if you
You're
really
not
check it,
asking
like
for
you'll see
anything.
it. Yeah. Huh?
You're not asking for anything. You don't have to prove
Nah, not
anything.
at all. When have I ever asked anybody to go donate to my GoFundMe?
And
Never.
when people are asking for something
I
like
never
the
had a
GoFundMe,
GoFundMe.
I could see why people might want proof of things. But like just regular people on here don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Yeah, that's a fact. And it's cool if you got one, right? But it's just like, like I never. Hopefully, you guys understand. Like I never presented myself in a way because I'm really like this in real life. Um,
Oh,
I'm really
I've
here
been
to
told I
support.
don't have a husband. Oh, prove you have a husband. You don't have a husband.
You
Why do
got
I have to
people
prove
that's
that to
married
anybody?
online acting like they ain't married. You got wives online acting like they ain't got a husband. You got so much bull stuff. They got girlfriends acting like they ain't got a boyfriend. Boyfriends acting like they ain't got a girlfriend. And I'm just like, yo, like, what we doing right now for real?
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
Like,
The
where's the
only
real
time,
gratitude for the people that's holding it down and paying that internet bill?
look, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only time I want to see like examples and when people are giving destructive criticism, like when they just talking shit about what you have, well, show me what you have.
Mhm.
Then,
Oh yeah,
or
that's a
like you
fact.
said, like
That's a
if
fact.
someone is doing a GoFundMe, then I might want to see what I'm putting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, putting
But
your resources into, right? Yeah, show me some. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Right.
but like
But this
but
is
that
going back
destructive
once again to
criticism.
the goal, right? The mission, right? The topic.
But
Because go ahead.
hold on that but like this truth when people give destructive criticism because you have people on here criticizing people for what they're doing, but they're doing worse things. And it's just a ploy to distract from what they're doing.
Exactly. Exactly. They'll say, "Well, what you
So at that
doing?"
point,
I'm trying this. I'm trying this. I'm trying that, and all this. And I'm like, for sure. All right, cool. All right, man. Let me talk to my people, man. You know. Let me talk to my financial advisors. Let me talk to make sure everything is everything. You know. And they hate that. Like, what you mean they RD? I'm like, come on, man. Like, don't do that. You feel me? Don't do that. I
Writers
am
has
not
a
the end
burning
all be
question.
all. Yo, you can lose one subscriber today, and that's me, right? Y'all still gonna be making y'all
let
coins. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, I'm
me
not
get back
stopping
on it,
nothing.
Yeti.
So Writers has a burning question. She's already asked it twice. She wants to know if Jesus
The question?
is a Muslim. So was Jesus a Muslim? Because his practices seem Muslim, and then she went down the rabbit hole today. So she's got
Is
that on her
Jesus a
mind.
Muslim?
See,
Oh man. I,
this is when you have questions like that. This is what you have to really look at.
Who
There wasn't
cares?
people
No, I'm just kidding.
calling themselves Muslims or Christians at the time Jesus was born, and
Does it change anything?
a lot of practices that Christians have, Muslims that they share a lot of the same practices. It's just the concept is different, but the way it's applied and the results of it is the same thing. They just call it something different. But no, Jesus wasn't a Muslim. Jesus wasn't a Christian. Jesus did not testify.
Christianity.
any
honestly, to what I
religion.
understand from that theology, epidemiology of it all, Christianity didn't truly even exist until he was around being born and sought out. Period.
No, it
So,
wasn't even Christianity. Christianity
nah, it was
came
Romanians,
20.
right?
No,
Yeah,
Christianity came 20 years after Christ died.
come on, man.
That's when people start calling themselves Christians. Before then, there was no such
But
thing
at
as
the same
Christianity.
time, I can't judge how well whoever I'm not. I wasn't there, so I can't say it. Right in this life, I can't say it. But my thing is, one thing I do know, Jesus was love. You know,
That's what I'm saying. Like, my
so if you
question is,
practice
does it
love,
change anything
you Jesus. Well,
if
you
Jesus
close
was
to Jesus, so you
Muslim or
got Jesus
Jew?
in
Or
you.
does it
You
really
know,
change anything about like who Jesus was?
none of that even. Exactly, Commando. It don't even matter. Did Jesus practice love? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Did Jesus get angry? Yes, he did. He, she, whatever it was, it did. Right?
Whoa, what's that noise? Word is coming from you. It's like
It is.
really bad static.
Oh, here. Hold on, I'll be back. Where's the thing at the leave? Oh.
Oh, that sounded really bad. But like someone's character, like me, who I am, my
Yeah.
character doesn't change if I'm Muslim or Christian or any other, right?
Muslim, Christian, Mormon, Buddhism, like nothing. It doesn't. Because honestly, that's just a way to separate, what true love is.
It's a
Man, when
label.
I went over there overseas a couple of times,
Oh, the static is back. It's like really bad static.
You gotta
Are you
fix the
serious?
static. You
Yeah, it's
gotta
like
fix.
so bad.
Yeah, that's why I
Hold on,
came
let
up
me see
here.
something.
The static is overtaking all y'all.
Is that better?
Yes,
See,
it went
senor.
away. Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
Yes,
yee,
that's better.
finally.
Damn, I had to come up here for you to fix it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I switched to the good mic and started doing that. So
What's
Whoa,
up,
snap.
writers?
Dang, we're gonna have to
Hola.
definitely check the frequency on that one. Make sure you still got the receipt too, just in case.
You gotta
no,
return.
this a $150 mic right here.
You
This
better
a
Hey,
return
Yeti.
that.
yo, ain't nothing better than that receipt though, just in case.
They scammed you.
Nah, you right though, because we
No,
bought a short mic, and I was just
it
like,
happened
man,
because
am I playing
I
games
go
or
back and
something?
forth. When I go back and forth from mics, I do that sometimes.
Oh.
Fair.
So what
No,
do you
you
think,
you
writers?
proper now, Asa. Yeah.
What
Do
happened?
you think it matters? Like, do you think it matters if Jesus was a
Oh,
Muslim or not?
so me, it
Do you think
doesn't
it
matter. I was
changes?
just nah. I was just asking because of his practices, the way he did his, the way he did his. I don't know what religion he was from, but you know how he prayed and everything is exactly the way the Muslims do everything. So that's what the
I
only reason.
wouldn't say that.
Oh, so the way he
I
That's
wouldn't
the
say
prays.
that,
only
though.
reason.
Like
I'm like,
even
Oh,
I was going down the rabbit hole because somebody was like, Jesus is a Muslim on TikTok. And I'm like, wait, what? Then he started going down. I was like, wait, let
I
me
was about
go
to
search
say.
this shit. I went down the whole rabbit hole. I was like, wait, the
I
way
All
don't
he
that's
think
a
does,
anybody ever said
distraction.
that over here. Correct me
I'm
if
sitting
I'm
here,
wrong.
get the fuck out of here. And so I asked the question
And
again. I'm
it's
like,
okay. Like it's
where's the
okay.
only
I
one that can,
mean, can I
I'm
add
like,
something to that? It's okay. Like, you can apply it to a religion, but did Jesus ever claim a religion though?
I don't think so.
no.
No, he didn't. Right? Jesus claimed what? He claimed love.
I know that he said he was a man, nothing more. You see where I'm coming from? I know he said that
So
in one part.
if I say you're a woman or a man, that
That's
means
it.
I claim a religion.
No, no, no. I'm not saying it because of that. I was saying that you know
Okay.
how people was praising him and shit like that. I know one part of the Bible he says he was nothing more than a man. He was not a god.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all like I know that much. I don't know if he claimed to have a religion. No, I don't know that.
And it's
Yeah.
okay because I think we all got our form of true God, true religion.
But
Not
y'all
even
was talking
religion.
about y'all
True,
was talking.
true. No, hold on. Excuse me. Not true religion. True God, true love. Right. Love is God. God is love, and love is what it is. Period. If anything is separating you from anything, is that love? If it's genuine, no, it's not. So if we're asking about who Jesus was or who, and respectfully I say this, Muhammad or anyone was, like for whatever what religion that you want to practice, right? Apart from spirituality, in my opinion, this is only my opinion. This is not nobody else's opinion. You can still practice all of that right now if you still choose to love thy neighbor. If you still choose to love thyself at all times. And this is who I believe represented all these things that not only did I study, I went to travel and experience it in my own, like literally in my own flesh and body. Love is love, hate is hate. I don't care where you are in this world, it's the same thing, right? You got people doing all types of stuff, but love is love wherever you go. And that's all I'm saying. And if he really traveled what he traveled and really did what he did in whatever book you read, I don't care what it is, if it really was the truth, then it will still stand to today. Right? That's
And
love.
this is
Now,
the thing
I
too.
have a
But this the thing too, right? And when you say he practiced
yeah, 'cause,
like some of the same practice, you have to be a little bit more detailed because
I'm
um,
talking about the way he was praying. I did go down the rabbit hole,
he
right?
didn't,
And I did
Jesus never prayed.
yeah, hold up.
Je-
Wait,
Je-
let me
oh,
explain real
go
quick. Let me explain. I went down the
ahead.
rabbit hole, and when I started doing my research, I didn't just do research, right? I started looking up the definitions of everything, right? So I even went as far as looking up Muslim to see why people was trying to compare, say that he had a religion. You see where I'm coming from? Or he was a part of any religion. And when I looked up Muslim, it says, submit to God. You see, that's the definition of Muslim. So I'm like, is they saying it because, he was a man that, submitted to God? You see, so I'm not just because, I don't have a religion. So I know that God
Well,
exists. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. Now I'm willing to learn. So, I always come to word and I always ask the questions.
Good question. Then he
or
submitted
even
to who? Right? Because
So I'm a little curious. That's it.
so
That's
what I'm
it.
understanding though is when you
hold
talking
on,
about the
bro. Hold on,
religion or are you talking about true
hold on,
practice?
bro.
All
Hold
right.
on, bro. I didn't even get the build on it.
Oh
Hold on.
yeah, my bad. My
So,
bad. Go ahead, cook.
so even when you say Muslim, means submit to God, we're talking about an Arabic language or Aramaic
Yeah.
standard.
Okay.
So, I mean, people in that time spoke. So, people was describing Jesus at that time, his action in Arabic, that's what it would be. And a lot of those practices, like I said, were similar. Jesus didn't actually pray, but he taught people prayer because he was trying to show people how to communicate with God. And there's levels to it. Like if you look at the book of Thomas, he taught Thomas something different than what he taught the regular apostles. And the
True.
reason he did that because Thomas was at that level, he can understand. So it's a difference between prayer and praise. And even Jesus more meditated than prayed. When people thought Jesus was on his by himself in the wilderness in silence, he was meditating. Because even a form like prayer is just a process of communicating with God. Because after you ask, you must be still and listen. So that's what meditation, but they separate the two. But Jesus studied in Tibet too. So a lot of his
Exactly.
ways or teachings have a philosophy of Buddhism. You see,
Mm.
all these things are connected. People just wanted to separate ideologies through the way they practice, and they call them different names. And people do different things, but it's the same thing. It's the
That's a
same. It's
fact.
to get the same result. So people like was Jesus a Muslim? No, he wasn't Muslim. Jesus wasn't a Christian. Jesus wasn't Hebrew. Jesus was the son of the Creator, as we all are. He said, "Ye are God." We
Right.
all are
And I know that's
aspects
right.
of God. Yeah.
I noticed that going down the rabbit hole, they was giving him all these
Yeah,
religions, and I'm like, wait, how do y'all know that he? I'm like, what is he multi-religional or some shit? Like, I don't know if I'm making words up now, but I was
no,
just curious. That's
I
it.
mean, you know, what you said was multi-religional, but it doesn't mean multicultural of love, right? There's two different things. Multi-religional, everything has a control factor when it's religion, and I'm
Cause
not against religion, right? Definitely shows you discipline. However, um, in my opinion, when it comes to things, and I'm not even talking like this all the time, so I respect this, but um, you can't really go to somebody and, you know, when you're of age, you can't really go to somebody and say, hey, how do I know God? And they tell you, hey, read the Bible, hey, read the Quran respectfully, or hey, read the Bhagavad Gita as it is, or hey, read, you know, I forgot the name of the, you know, the Mormon book too, and or hey, read King James, or hey, read the you know, essentially the redacted things of life. You can't do that alone without actually understanding that your spirit is calling for something, right? Yes, religion is a channel for you to do everything, in my opinion, but God is already in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be of God, right? Jesus is already in you because if you really understand that somebody higher has a greater power, you understand right now that, you know, somebody has a greater power until you realize that greater power is within you. For instance,
Mhm.
you can pray for stuff to
You may have to.
exist. Hold on, real quick. You can pray for stuff to
Yeah.
exist, or you can thank God when you pray that it already exists, right?
Amen.
So
And
there's a difference between prayer too. But I pray for things to exist. But I also, well, I used to a lot. And sometimes I pray for things to exist. But also now, even more so in my nature and my walk, I thank God for the things that I don't pray to exist. I pray to think that it's already been received, and I really receive it from the thought of it's already done. I don't, you know, truly, I really
let,
don't
let
pray
me,
for it to
let me,
exist. I
all right.
pray that it's already
We,
done and then to be manifested in physical
Amen.
because I show my faith. Right.
okay.
So I
So
know I said a lot,
what,
but when you really
we,
understand these different books, you'll understand that
yeah, but
you
we
don't
gotta
pray
get to this. So
for too many
hold
things.
on,
Go
bro.
ahead.
Hold on. I gotta get to the. I want to answer the question in the chat, and it's four of us on the panel, so we got to be a little bit more concise so everyone can, have the opportunity to speak too. But Frankie said, "Do I feel that states are symbolic to the subconscious and have power to them?" I do, because even shape, even with frequency, like within water, the frequency going through water, it creates different shapes. So even the energy or the frequency within ourselves, different shapes have different meanings. So um, we'll get into that one day. We'll talk about symbolism and symbolic nature and shape. I think that'd be good. Do some. I have to pull some stuff together for y'all though. And then
I
Christ
had that same
consciousness
question that Frankie has
with the shapes.
with the symbols and shapes,
Yeah,
like even just like
yeah.
symbols.
So and see, this is the crazy thing about symbols and shape, because symbols are created from shape, but those symbols are more like shapes combined. Because how do I explain it? So like you have it has so many different uh it has so many different ways it affects you on different levels. So what it does to you subconsciously happens to you. It makes you respond consciously, right? But is the level of familiarity, level of comfort some state can give you, even colors, So yeah,
Yes, I agree with that too. The word actually, I think you said something like that a couple. a couple of lives, a few lives ago, because when I seen the actual symbols, for instance, the symbols that we use for designer, right? I'll just stop there, but these are real symbols that has a frequency, right? And
Yeah, and we wear them. It's on our clothes, on our
Yeah.
shoes, on our
yeah, they
yeah.
have a frequency to it, right? And you got to really be there to see it to know the frequency too. But you don't have to really be there. You don't have to afford that, but you can afford, the symbol and how it makes you feel, right? For instance, I can use a infinity sign, right? If I use an infinity sign, as my new logo, right, and make it popular, all right, like, or even a Chanel sign, or I don't want to use brands, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, there are symbols that are agnostic to a human spirit, regardless of where you live, you know, and it does have frequency. I'm not gonna lie about that. That's why we're gravitated to it, regardless of where you are in this world. You can be in Dubai, you could be wherever you are in America, you can be wherever you are. These things have frequencies when you see them, right? And you touch it, and you'll see, like,
Mhm.
it's different. So I believe frequencies does live in certain symbols, because certain symbols was actually uh, it was it's something that we all knew a common language to. Let's say that, because I
Mm.
can't speak your language. However, if I see you with a Fendi belt, right? You love that Fendi upside down F, right? And the forward F, you know that, right? And that's a symbol. But that wasn't a symbol because somebody just tried to make a brand. Right? That was something that came from where we are from. Right? And I don't know where we are from, so I'm not judging that. But I'm just saying
Well,
there are
let's think about
frequencies
this.
and symbols that really resonate with the mass of people. Let's just say that. And that's only my opinion.
Let's think about it like this. If you're a Christian, right, and you walk in a room and you see people wearing a crucifix, how does that make you feel? You feel more comfortable, like you can relate, or
Mm.
you have something in
I
common
don't
with this
like it.
person, right? But see,
But
because you
yeah,
don't
but
rock with it though. You know what I'm
yeah, but
saying?
if
Like
somebody
if that,
rocks with it, yeah.
yeah, like when I see people walk around with the unk, I'll be like, oh shit, okay, I can talk to them like this. I can greet them
Um.
like this. Like if I see somebody with an unk and I say, they'd be like, okay, I know what that means. You know what I'm saying? I give power to the word. Good morning, I say. They'd be like, oh, I'm evoking energy into the word. I'm evoking life into that word. But if I say it to somebody wearing a crown, they'd be like, what the fuck is I say? Unless they know, but most people who wear, or if I say hotel, if I see somebody wearing a ump, they know I'm greeting them, you know?
Mhm.
Look, I mean, you just said it though, right? Now, I definitely mess with that, because certain symbols you can't even speak the language, especially as far as I travel. And I know I'm not the first person to travel, but certain symbols you just know, right? And they got different meanings to it, but it means, like, the source of it means the same thing. And this is going back to the gratitude of it all. How do we all get back to, regardless of how you receive things, right? What does it mean to you? Does it still represent love, right? True love for yourself and then people you have around you. And then from that, what do you do? How do you pass it forward? You know?
But yeah, we have to do a live on that one day. It's some stuff I gotta get out of storage. Uh, I got a bunch of,
I just
like,
came back and looking at the Versace, excuse me, because I hate saying brands, but when I was at the Gucci and flagship Gucci store and Versace store, I gotta say that, right? Literally at the first one ever made. Um, it was what it was, right? I don't wear that stuff, but um, you know, AR Dub, she like her stuff, right? And it was funny because I was breaking it down, and I was like, "Yo, you can buy it. I know they got the best designers, all this." I was like, but I understand why you actually love it, right? Do you love it for the design or do you love it for the symbolism? And everybody got to understand, even if I wear a polo, crew neck or a polo, collared shirt or a polo t shirt, everything has symbolism, right? And I was trying to make sure we were all on the same page with the frequency. Everything has a symbol, right? And when we think about symbols, you might not even know what it means, but you want to wear it, right? You want to be of it. That's all I'm saying when it comes to symbols.
Well, I'm thinking of symbols more like shapes and symbols and things that like
Yeah.
I don't even know. I have no connection to it, but it could be in your house as decor or artwork or anything in your home, anything you wear. Not necessarily a brand, but just like shapes, colors,
But think about this. Think
symbols.
about how you associate with different symbols, right? So when you see a stop sign outside, it prepares your mind to stop. So now if you see that in somebody's house, what are you gonna do? You gonna have a response to it. You may stop
Mhm.
and look at it, but you still stop. That's the same. This is like the manipulation they do with in marketing, right? Why you think the biggest restaurants are yellow and red? Why you think they use that color?
Because it
Because
stands out.
your mind is trained when you see red and yellow to slow down and stop. So now you see this, you attracted to slow down and stop to it,
Oh.
and that's how you interact with it.
Oh.
What
Like
about green?
even
What about the
like green,
McDonald's
green
sign?
is the M, the arch.
Yeah.
I get into the colors, but the art, if you turn it, it's a three, and it's significant because it's the way it loops.
Yeah.
So you have to
It's a one and a
like
three, too. Yeah.
it's the way but it's more the colors than the actual art. But the arch is a representation. So
Yeah.
it represents the three prong. It's actually the trident. If you want to get technical, I don't want to get all conspiracy and spooky, but that's the tip of the
Ooh.
trident.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
ain't
that's
gonna
what
get off on conspiracy. We're here for
when you see
gratitude.
yeah
Right?
that's
Uh-huh.
what the but see the trident has so many symbolic meanings throughout history. Just the tip is the tip of the trident. Is the but the three is represent of the Trinity. It's the same thing as a triangle. It's just not connected. It's
Yeah.
separated. It's the three aspects of you separated. There's three levels. You see what I'm saying? It represents the 3D reality we live in. So like throughout time, people added understanding to the symbolic understanding of the three, if that makes sense. Or the tip of the trident. And even the
Yeah.
trident represents three aspects, and the pole represents the extension of those three aspects into one reality. So it's the pole of the
Hey, man.
trident that actually
You know,
unifies three
I
aspects.
understood that when somebody blessed me, and shout out to her too, when they blessed me with the acronym, because I didn't know if anybody seen it. And when you put ARD sideways, you already know it's the love, right? You get to see it. It embodies ARD and who I am, and um, I thought that was pretty cool because I was like, man, I ain't know nobody seen it, but she
Wait,
didn't even know when
ARD
she
side,
did it.
like the letters ARD sideways?
Yeah, when you put it, so you flip it right, 180 degrees. Uh, that's a little secret. Yeah.
Now you got me thinking. I'm gonna have to look at that.
Put it in your Photoshop or Canva.
Yeah.
You'll see.
But like even colors, like they say green is calming, Like in interrogation rooms, like they choose certain things, certain ways the room is. One room might be like to help calm the person, like if it's a child they're interviewing,
Mm-hmm.
versus someone they're trying to make uncomfortable purposely.
Facts. That's the reason why all hospitals is one color too. Mental hospitals too. Y'all don't keep it. The
Mm.
nurses, the colors.
Mm.
I mean, Word spoke about it at one point. I think he broke this all down in one live. Like I had the same questions a while
Yeah,
back.
and that's super dope too. Um, hey, I'm not trying to course correct anything, but I think if anything, was even more important. Not only is this conversation, but going back to the goal and the origin of just gratitude. You know, people can take advantage of gratitude these days so many times. We all got stories of how people took advantage of either you or somebody else. How do you actually pay it forward, though? If you don't mind me asking.
Who you
And
asking?
what for?
How do you pay it
Gratitude?
forward? I'm asking Frank. Yeah.
Oh, he's talking to Frankie.
Oh, excuse me, not Frank. Um, excuse me. What's your name, ma'am?
Oh, me?
Yes,
Rachel.
ma'am. Rachel. All right. How do you pay for it?
But pay for like wait.
As
I'm so
far as
sorry.
just gratitude. Yeah.
My gratitude,
No,
like
just gratitude in general. Like what you receive and anything else. Do you even pay for it? Right.
as an advice, somebody helping me out,
Yeah, just in general. Right.
I just pay for it. I mean, I just I don't. How do you want me to break this down? Wait a minute.
Well, just like this. What does play
Basically,
it forward mean to you? Like, how? What does play it forward mean to you?
help the next person in need.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. And I wasn't trying to put you on the spot, and
Oh
I
yeah, I was like, wait,
apologize.
wait, wait. The way I'm like, it seemed like he wait.
Yeah,
He
I
gave me a big
apologize. I wasn't
ass.
trying to put you on the spot.
I'm like, am I
Yeah.
supposed to give an explanation to this, answer a
No, no,
question, or
no, no.
just
I was
be
just going
specific?
back.
Like,
Excuse
Don't
me.
say
I was
you
just going
don't play
back
it
to the
forward
origin.
mean.
Yeah.
Right?
oh yeah, you gotta, for example,
Yeah.
like if I figured out how to overcome a situation, I could sit here and speak on my story. Right? It's up to the person. What they do is not.
Mm.
They're not gonna do it exactly how I did it, but I let you know, look, this is what I did. You can do the same. You just gotta figure out how you're gonna do it. I don't know if I explained that right because there was
Oh yeah.
silence for a
Oh,
minute. I was like,
you
wait.
did though, Mrs. Rachel. Thank you. Yeah. I was just curious because I was like, man, we're talking about religion, we're talking about Jesus and Muslim and all these great things because I think these are topics that should be still had in 2025. But also, I think, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I mean, if anything, to learn from, if anybody understands the story of Jesus, or if you have in your religion or anything, you know, there's nothing wrong with showing kindness and it's nothing wrong with showing love, even to strangers, right? And I believe that's the true source of what God is. Of course, God is omnipotent, you know, in my opinion, right? I only know that because what I know, right? Like how he served uh, me and lifted me up in my life. Um, but also, I understand that from how I've been able to give and how God put me in a position to help others, right? I could have been selfish, right? Bought my fourth or fifth McLaren and sold it again and bought a new one, right? I could have been doing all this stuff. It's not about the things you own. Um, I know actually somebody that just bought a McLaren, um, and and I'm just saying McLaren because it was hot on my mind. But it's about material things. It's not necessarily about how you actually feel at home and when nobody's looking. You know, what is your what is your source of love? What is your source of truth? And I'm out here in the Bay Area, just so you know. And I love the Bay Area. Um, this is literally my stomping ground from the Midwest coast all the way to the Bay, the West Coast. Um, I have beautiful family here, beautiful everything when it comes to, excuse me, hold on. When it comes to the things that, people think you can afford, but it's not about affording anything when you can lose anything overnight and you still got to know how did you treat people? Who do you even know as a source? And I don't care if you can afford anything or not afford anything. My thing is the richest people are the poorest people in a lot of ways because you don't have your source. And for me, I done lost it all, brought it back, lost it all again, brought it back. And actually, I'm in the process of bringing it back for a lot of people because, when you figure things out, stuff kind of happens, right? Um, and I just wanted to tell you, it doesn't, in my opinion, religion to get you on track and get you focused for discipline, but you got to know who God is for yourself. And all the religions that I really study, it's always about God. It's not about one person. It's about God, period. And
And
God
you
is
can be
love.
wealthy and know God. You can be wealthy and be happy and have a source of. I feel like
Oh
that's a
yeah.
big misconception where people think that like wealthy people are unhappy. But you can be wealthy and happy and have a source and have it all. Like it doesn't mean that,
And I agree with that. Yeah.
right?
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. And it's not
Word.
wrong to want
Because
wealth. It's not wrong.
and that's why I wanted to show you guys, I was like, man, did you guys hear that video? Like see that thing that's going viral,
That
you
felt
know?
wrong.
Because I was like, come on, man. You're not really
That felt
wealthy if you
wrong to
gotta
me.
beg people. They should already, know what's good.
That was kind of thirsty. But
Oh
you know the
Word.
other
man.
day,
Frankie.
You talk
Hold
about
on,
the
hold on, hold on,
thirst
hold on.
trap.
oh,
The
Frankie's
thirst
got a
trap is
Yeah.
question.
real.
Hold on, I got a question for Frankie. Frankie, what is the source that you got these? Because I'm interested. I want to look because it's with the colors. It started off like it was almost in marketing, but when you get into the symbols, it looked like it's a different source that you got the symbol information from.
But word, right? Y'all talking about the shapes and all that stuff, or chat GPT.
Oh, that's in chat. Okay, okay. But even in there, even in chat, it gives you a link.
Yeah.
So the chat, like when people be like, "Oh, you doing chat G?" Like, bro, it gives you sources. It still gives you a link. Like people think it's just it pulls some information. It doesn't create its own. It gives you a breakdown of what a link says. That's what it does. So, um,
Well, and
yeah,
then look
chat
at churches, how
GPT.
they have, like how the churches are built, like some of
Mm-hmm.
the nice churches and everything they have.
ARD, is that you? Oh, he
Huh?
popped up again.
Oh shit.
Oh,
There's
he's
another.
here. Oh,
There's
shoot.
another.
Oh shit. It did pop up twice.
We got double.
So word, right? I was gonna ask you a question. If blue is supposed to represent calmness, right? Why is it that all hospitals and mental wards, right, have white everywhere, even the nurses and doctors?
Well, white is purity. You know, that's I mean, that's like universal. White means purity. So
But what,
when you see white, you think of something pure, something, heavenly. Um, but the blues is the calm, is to feel like
that's why.
welcome.
Hmm,
I've seen
that's
hospitals with
Wait, can
like
you hear me?
white
Hello?
and then like a light gray. What's up, ARD?
All right, back. We back. I
You
was gonna
back?
Mister.
say, yeah, white definitely represents purity, but charcoal also reminds you of cleansing, right?
Mm.
The gray.
Charcoal. You know,
Yeah, I've seen grays.
how do
They're using
you how do
white
you
in
how do
hospitals.
you purify
Yeah,
water?
hospitals usually have color codes. You know, they usually have nurses in blue. Um, they have like X-ray techs in green. A lot of hospitals, or they have them in blue or gray. Like my wife, they go on a pewter. She got a by pewter scrub. So
Yeah.
that's like you said is the so I mean they I don't really think they go too much into what this color mean besides the nurses. And all doctors have white coats. So,
But you know,
Facts.
certain cultures they love the bright colors, the like different colors that
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
for
Like
sure.
in Mexico, they have all these different colors. I think Philippines too,
Yeah, right. And actually,
like
I seen that
oranges,
in India too, and
yellows.
they said the pinks and the navy. Oh, navy is your pink, and pink is your navy, and they do this at the hospital. And I was like, man, this is crazy. Until I met people, and I was just like, man, is that really y'all navy? Y'all just be wearing pink like this, like Kanye?
Hey,
And
I'm sorry.
it's not really like that, but it is though
man, did y'all see
sometimes.
Kanye's new outfit?
No, I don't want to see
Nah, I
it.
ain't see that.
But hold on, bro. I gotta show y'all Kanye's new outfit. He
That
tripping.
woman went
Is
into
it
a cow.
feminine? Is it feminine?
No,
Ah,
man, no.
When I see him selling socks for that much,
I was
like
gonna say the
$20 a
wing
month,
wing
I was
out to
like,
him.
man, I'm good.
When Commander said that shit, she
Y'all
had
ain't
me
see
like,
the interview with Kanye on DJ Academic? Y'all ain't seen that?
nah, not
No.
yet.
Nah,
Are
I
you
didn't know he
serious?
dropped it. It
No,
was
I,
just
I
there,
watched the
you
whole.
know.
I
I
watched the
didn't know
whole
he
thing.
dropped it.
Yeah, he dropped it. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share. I ain't gonna share it with you, but I'm gonna share
Are you
it.
talking about DJ and Unscrupulous?
Wait, you about to do
I like Ye.
oh,
I
you
like
about to
Ye, but
he did it with who?
bro,
You
you
said?
tripping? That's Kanye in the black.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's like
Wait
a
a minute.
one of those
That's
hoodies.
crazy. He did the whole conversation like this, bro. He said he got a
That
white
is
leather one
weird.
too. He got a white leather one too.
Yo, you
Listen,
can't
Yeah.
make that shit up.
I don't know. It's weird.
Wait,
You can't.
what did I just see? What? No,
But you know
so
what?
he
Shapes of
gotta
cars are
be.
weird.
He trying
Look
to
at the new
take.
Tesla truck.
Is he
Like some
trying
people
to
think
take
it's
the
Like,
value
ugly.
out of it? Like, what are you trying to do right now? Because
What
I
if he
don't
starts a
understand
trend?
it.
Kanye always starts a trend. Yo, his
and
niggas they go viral.
he had a swastika chain on too. He had a swastika chain. I'm like, bro, you tripping? But he
People
was
just trying to
like,
get attention.
yeah, he. I don't agree with him, but I understand him because
No, yeah,
he said he
it
wears
gotta
that.
be.
He
I
said
don't
he
know.
wears that because
I
hold on, bro,
always give Ye way
hold
out of
on,
Wait, why do
bad.
you
yeah, hold
agree
on,
with
yeah,
him,
hold
Bless?
on.
Oh, my bad, my
No,
bad.
I didn't say I agree. I said I understand.
Oh, you understand.
Like,
Why do you understand him?
because what he said he wears that and it shows the pain of another race, but people pay and glorify the pain of the black people. You know, he said people get paid and monetized off of my pain, so why can't I wear someone else's pain? I don't agree
Right.
with it,
And how does
but I
how
That's
how do
understand
crazy
it.
people
though. Actually, that's some outside of the world thinking. You know.
wait?
Yeah,
But how do people get monetized? What did you say? Repeat
I
that
through the
again.
mean, come on
exploitation,
now.
through
We
the
had Gucci.
exploitation of black, suffer.
Yeah.
Like
How though? Like
people
in
It
what
wasn't
way do they
even
do
the
it?
suffering though.
like
Like
making like think about this, right? Okay, so y'all got Mexican heritage, right? So y'all got how what's
Don't
more
even say
popular, right?
sombreros.
No, listen what I'm saying. What's more popular, like gangster movies or cartel movies?
Mm, cartel movies.
That
No, they're
neither
not.
one. What do you
No,
mean
they're
in
not.
Mexico?
Boys in the
No,
hood. I'm talking
you
about.
got the
nah, that was
Uh,
just
misconception.
speaking. You already know
I'm talking
Mexican
context
people
about
aren't
clues.
be
what.
watching cartel movies like that.
No, that's what I'm saying. What's more popular? Like, what do people around the world know? Do they know more about the cartel or do they know more about the plight in the hood? What's more glorified?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
American
Cartels?
Gangster
Both.
Like you,
or
I
nah,
mean,
what's
bro.
the gangsters
not
glorify the
You got
what's it
cartels.
called?
So
you got you got people
Narcos,
in the
narcos,
UK.
right?
You got people in the UK trying to be black, like trying to be thugged out,
Oh, I
like
see what
gangster.
he's
Okay, but
saying.
that doesn't
Okay,
You see what I'm
represent
saying?
like
I know where word's going with it now. I know where
a
he's going.
clothing
Once he said
style.
that, no.
No,
I know
listen to what I'm saying. Like
I know
this,
exactly what
I
the
understand the
lowest
man though
form
too, but
of
yeah.
our culture, the lowest form of black culture is glorified like it's something, um, like people
Like
make money off of.
gangster, like
Yeah, that
thuggish.
whole hood, the gangster. Like, what do you see on the news? What is pushed into the media?
But he's saying that okay, he's saying that
He's saying
represents
like,
Black Americans, and
but
then
he
it's
he's saying
monetized.
like our like the thing that is killing us, like in these impoverished neighborhoods, black people killing black people. That's bad, man. That's our pain. That's our suffering. But
Okay,
people
okay.
are making money off of that. People
But
are
who's wearing
glamorizing it,
swastikas
and
though? Who's wearing swastikas?
Kanye,
No, but besides him, who's he's just
the
using it
Nazis,
as a
like
like a symbol, a
like white
representation.
supremacy. He what he's saying is because this is what I say I don't agree at all. But what he is saying is
Man,
like the
I'm never
Jewish
buying it,
people
man.
got control over all like over the plight of the black people. They're making money off of it through the music, through the movies. They're
So
making
why
money off
not
of
do
black
what they
pain.
do vice
So why
versa
can't
then?
I right? So
Yeah,
why is
vice
it
That's
wrong for
versa.
interesting.
me to
Like,
wear
you
their
know.
pain?
They
Like why
can,
is it
hey, they
wrong?
can make boys in the hood. They can make
Yeah, yeah.
all this stuff that we do. They can sell our pain in all these areas. I mean, even the music, right? Which is our biggest export in our culture, right? I say our culture, right? ASAP. And it's like, how do you benefit from that and then not expect somebody? Honestly, I'm not calling this a genius mind alone. I mean, he been a genius before this, like this bullshit. But I mean, I'm definitely not wearing no, you know.
I don't
But
rock
one
with
of the
that.
things was, it was
But I
like, it was
understand it.
like, you know, I already know this stuff. You just gotta know
It's
what type of
interesting.
frequency he's messing on, right? And it's like, hey, all right, we went so hard with saying the N word, right? And now everybody say the N word. People say it overseas. They didn't even know it overseas 20 years
Yeah.
ago, right? Until what? What was it called? N words in Paris, the song that they did that sold multi millions, right?
But
That's when
who is he
everybody
trying to?
said that. I was just saying this real quick, right? Because if we're thinking about the frequency, I understand it, right? Hey, we've been called that word our whole life, right? And people try to degrade people by that word, right? And then they made a song and made money off of it. But now it's overseas, it's international, right?
Hmm.
And it's like, okay, all right, we want to go ahead and do this. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm not gonna say the words, but and it's like, all right, hey, I'm gonna take just like I took the power out of that, I'm gonna take the power out of this, right? That's
But
his
who
intent.
is Kanye trying to offend? Like the KKK people? He's trying to offend them?
No,
No,
no.
no.
He
Well,
banging against
honestly,
the
he's
J
kind
people.
of he's taking the
That's
power
what
out
he.
of it, right? He's trying to take the power out of it. You know, he's trying
He's
to,
trying to be
and
monetized
I
or
don't
be
know.
disrespectful in some way because he feels like Black Americans are
Cause he feel,
disrespected.
cause he feel disrespect. That's why
He feels
Yeah, it's
disrespected.
a he thing. You can't speak for every, you know, just like I can't speak for everybody where you from, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
feels disrespected. So that's his way of like making a point.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I don't
interesting.
agree with
not
that.
only a point. I mean, people are buying this stuff off the shelves, right? Like, I mean, they're buying
I
it.
never thought of I never thought of that. Like it's
But if y'all
exploiting the
ever
pain
see me in
of
person
Black
with
Americans.
anything like that, man, go ahead and do your business, because, I literally was raised up the street from the people. You know what I mean? Like the original Red Dragon. Like I know like literally, I was raised right by the Red Dragon. If you know anything about that, do your googles. If you don't, like for real, and that wasn't nothing to play with. It's never was nothing to play with because they will be the same people, during the daytime. You don't know where it's at, where it's coming from, you know. And I really was raised like that, you know. I came from it, and that's not cool. Like you never want to be fearful for somebody trying to terrorize you, even though they're not calling it terrorism,
Hold up, wait a
terrorizing
minute.
you and your family and everything. So I understand his intent because it's like, let's take the power from it, right? Because that terrorism was never called terrorism. How I was raised, that was just called. I mean, they had excuses for everything, you know. So I'm not even trying to go all the way there, but I can tell you a few
Yeah,
things. You know, it's in my history, like literally, like it's in my history, like literally where I was
we've
raised.
been yeah, we've been rocking for 3 hours, man. I'm about to get my
I
behind
know, and
off
I'm not
here.
even trying to go all there,
Good
but I
night,
thought that stuff
night.
was
Yeah.
crazy because you think I'm about to buy that, bro. I didn't even
It's
know he
interesting.
posted that video. I thought
No,
actually
it
he
ain't for
saved it.
sale. That's just his outfit. I don't think he's selling that. That's just something he wore. He was proud of it too. He was proud of it. But I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't agree. But I mean, I can understand. Like, understanding is
I
not
mean, you
accepting.
understand the
It's just
intent,
being
but come
aware
on,
of
bro.
what
You
the
know we
person is
about to
trying to
get
convey.
like, come on, bro. Like, you know
Hmm.
this ain't about to. I mean, how many people got to really, figure it out because you just did that? You know, how much support you gonna give to the people that figure it out too? It's just like, yo, like, stop it, bro. Stop it. Like, let's go ahead and let's refocus. You hear me?
Ray up, what up,
Because
though? Yeah,
yo,
man, I hate
like
the
just
topic.
imagine, the word you pull up with that suit on, right? Talk about,
Hell
man,
no,
this
I
that
ain't
new
even
drip.
thinking about
You gonna
that.
be like, this that
I'm
new drip.
scared. I ain't
You
even thinking about that.
Yo, where did you hear
Yeah.
this about Trump?
said
What?
what?
I think Trump is trying to get rid of the birth certificates.
Mhm.
Yo, what the
Well,
hell
and
is going on?
maybe he wants to do like the chip, where they put chips in babies, and that's
Oh
their
man, I'm
everything.
gonna become a rebel then, because yeah, man, I don't know how this is
I ain't,
possible. It says Trump
I ain't
is
having no
getting
more
rid of
kids.
your straw man, right? That we were given at birth with our birth certificate. We are no longer a commodity to be bought and sold. This free us from marine time. Yo, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Man, y'all, look, man, look. I'm
Yo,
telling you, like, you,
How
yo,
is
they
this all
said, wait a
happening?
minute.
And it's only like we ain't even
Word.
hit April yet for real.
Somebody asked, right? Yeah, but do we get the money in our strawman account? I'm done with the comments underneath this damn link.
I'm gonna drop down so
Man,
word can close
come
it out.
on.
Okay, guys. Good night.
Yeah,
Much love.
yeah. I'm going to because
Mm.
I know he's pulled his shift already. Till next
I'm
time,
about to
word.
take my butt to sleep. But
Oh
man, I
yeah.
appreciate everybody who came through, man. Shout out to
And I
everybody who,
appreciate you, my
Big
brother.
Mick.
Thank you for entertaining me. Thank you.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Blessings, man.
Shout out
Always to the top.
to the top. Shout out to Blanco in the chat. You know, shout out to the nines who came through. Appreciate y'all, man. But y'all know what I always say, care about how you feel. These are conversations of our nation. And if I say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, we out.